Back from vacation, just in time for spring cultivation. I'm tired, dude. I'm gonna be honest. I'm still fucking jet lagged. Got an energy drink right here, right in front of me. Alright. I've wanted to stream this. No, you weren't first, Angela. Sorry. Big Bird was first. I've wanted to stream this for a minute. Well, you know, I was on vacation, so I couldn't. But I'm here now, and I can, and I'm gonna, yippee. I should not have given you mod powers, Angel. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Anyways, it's event time. All right, it's event. I missed it, and I'm a week late. I'm a week later than everybody else. I've tried to avoid spoilers as much as I possibly could, but I physically. Oh, Angela, I don't think he was talking to you. But yeah, what's it called? What was I gonna say? Shit, I had it. Yeah, I'm a week later than everybody else. I've had a couple of spoilers. I've had a couple of spoilers, like, not like to the actual story and what's going on. It's mostly just like art and like UI stuff. So, minor spoilers, just not like huge ones, you know? Nothing that really impacts the my overall experience of the story. Because obviously the promo material is going to be like there. I don't know if like the infinite or not the mirror dungeon thing is going to extend to that or not. I have no idea. Okay. Zichun fights Goku and the world explodes. I believe it, honestly. With the direction that Limbus is going now, I'd believe it. This is quite the screen. It's a lot. I feel like this is a lot more animated than normal. It might just be me. Hold on. The music is gonna be here for a little bit. Hi, Kitchen Blender. Yeah, it seems like it's more like they're putting so much more detail. Can you do a Trump impression going so long and thanks? Oh yeah, absolutely. So long and thanks for all the tacos, finest of tacos. They're absolutely lovely. I love what the country of Mexico has provided us. We have a great relationship, one of the strongest, best relationships, better than you've ever seen. There is a 47 plus rolling evade. How the fuck are you meant to hit that? How in the fuck without ego gifts? Alright, okay. We'll see. I heard about that like over the news. Like people were like really like thinking that he was, but I think he's still alive. I think Trump, the hashtag is oh my gosh, cat, not right now, get down, point. Okay, first off, let's turn on the actual audio.
자장가로는 딱이군.
Hello, Ryoshu. It's good to see you again. I have a lot of lunacy to claim. Oh yeah, and a free tenfold. More about that. Seasonal. 30 total logins. Neat. You know what? Fuck it. Let's use that fucking summon. Let's use that summon. Oh, neat. I get a free triple odd identity. Oh, guys, I got a 3-star. I got a 3-star! Guys, I got a 3-star! I wonder what I'm gonna get! I'm so excited! Oh my god, it's a dupe! Yeah, I saw it coming. Saw it coming a mile away. But anyways, let's not do that, alright? Let's do the new event. Oh my god, so happy! So happy! You know what? I might just do Mirror Dungeon after like I grind out the event stuff. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this all goes. I don't know. Oh, there's only 12. There is 12. It's standard. Because I was hearing that there was like it was a shorter event, and I wouldn't doubt that. Because I feel like what do they also have like a date, like a sim attached to this? Like what is this? Oh. Oh, they're okay. Neat. Yeah, that's like you can get a reward identity. Yeah, nice, nice. Okay, we'll see though. We'll see. All right, chapter 8.5-1. Shot. The family hierarch's proof. Do I shoot spoilers, by the way, Tonrep? Yes, please. Shoot them. Shoot them down hard. And backseating. No backseating, alright? I got this. I'm a big boy. I can do this myself. I swear. I swear. The hall was chill with a tense air. And those present all sat in complete silence. Am I supposed to work? Do I get treats? You know what? Sure. Sure. I'll give you a treat. I'll give you some sort of treat. And those present all sat in complete silence. Then there was Jia Yuanshun, with her lips tightly curled into a mirthless sneer. Oh, I'm probably gonna turn this down. Alright, much better. Now you can hear me. And at the center of it all sat Jia Zishun, unsure of what to say next. Well, everyone. Jia Yuanshun, seated next to the hierarch seat upon which Zichun sat, smoothly takes control of the situation and begins the assembly. Honored heads of houses, lords of each family, their proxies, members, and... She nods lightly, acknowledging our awkward presence. And little Zichun's guests, who stay here at our H-Corp, seems to be extending without a foreseeable end. Isn't she technically from Q-Corp? What's up with her acting like she's any less of an outsider than we are? Yeah, and did everyone catch that? Our H-Corp? What, is she fucking hogging it? Like, jeez. Regardless of everything else, the fact that she hijacked the meeting from the get-go is ridiculous. Especially with Jia Zichun, the family hierarch herself, presiding over this official assembly. Clearly, she's using the pretense of assisting the hierarch to assert her own dominance over these proceedings. Can I fight her, actually? I want to fight her. But she's probably going to be, like, in the final fucking combat of, like, the entire game. As we are all aware, venerable former Jiamu has always discussed with and confided in me about the matters of the greatest import, the monumentousness of which steer the very course of H-Corp's prospects. Even after I departed the family for Q-Corp, venerable former Jiamu has always written missives to confer such matters with me. Something about it smelled suspicious. But we'd already missed the window to challenge her to present us with proof without breaking decorum. Thus, as it naturally follows that I would be the inheritor of the venerable Jiamu's will, I shall be presiding over this regular assembly, which we convene now to discuss and determine the future of H-Corp. What a grandiose and self-important introduction. It seemed clear to me that she considered herself to be the main character of this scene or something. I'm not translating that right now, Burb. Jesus. Your grace certainly befits your station, Lady Yuanchun. We are all impressed by your utmost dedication to the citizenry of Hongyuan, despite your already saturated schedule. We can hardly thank you enough for your magnanimity. That's a hard word. Lady Yuan Shun. You know what? I just read what frickin' Bert tried to get me to fucking do it. Ah, my parents. A true shame they couldn't be here. Have always sung praises of your expertise, Lady Yuan Shun. He's done with it. Responses from the participants are just as protracted, only obsequious instead of arrogant. As heads of some of those houses were under investigation for consorting with the forces of foreign to Hong Yuan, their vacuum was filled by their children's generation, many of whom who had the pleasure of meeting during the family hierarch war. Very well. Then shall we welcome Jia Zichun, the next person to sit upon the seat of Hong Yuan's family hierarch? Greetings. Now let us begin. For many years, all those who have gathered here have toiled day and night for the eternal prosperity and growth of H Corp. Jia Zichun's expression immediately sours as Yuan Shun unceremoniously cuts off her self-introduction. First on the agenda for this assembly are urgent discussions and passage of new major policy items that have been tabled for far too long. Distributive contribution rights, auctioning policy, quarterly amnesty policy. Hold on, big sister Yuan Chuan. No, she's not taking this. Passing the distributive contribution rights auctioning policy would allow the open auction for any remaining rooms the day before reconstruction days, and the quarterly amnesty wouldn't do anything but give unfair advantage to certain families and high net worth individuals by guaranteeing them large real estate assignments regardless of their performance in the previous quarter. Jia Zichun stutters a little, flustered before continuing. My point is, these policies are going to rattle H Corp's economy the moment they go into effect. We're talking about the economy right now! We are seriously going to talk about the economy in this fucking event. No! I don't want to talk about taxes! Besides, these policies are pretty much drawn to favor lining the pockets of a select few families and high-ranking officials of H Corp. If I may, venerable hierarch, lining the pockets? That is quite an odd turn of phrase to refer to the bare minimum of respect the society might repay to its highest contributing members, don't you think? Oh, before we continue, Zichun, I'm not entirely certain if you are aware, but ever since the ascension of the new family hierarch, the perceived value of Hong Yuan has been racing to the, for lack of a better word, rock bottom. Clearly, this demonstrates Hong Yuan's concern and its lack of faith in the newly appointed family hierarch. Therefore, it naturally follows that our most urgent task at hand is to put a stop to this value and reputation freefall and restore prosperity and greatness to Hong Yuan once again. Yeah, okay, and that's the family hierarch's job, right? If you had pursued H Corp's articles of association, you would have known that should H Corp be deemed to be in a state of crisis, the four great houses and the board of directors' voice may also carry de facto power in the assembly. And the board of directors, that's us, has determined that we are now in a state of crisis. State of crisis? What crisis? Everything that led to my ascension to the family hierarch was legitimate, down to the final approval. These unseemly rumors and slander are tanking our value, which we have built up assiduously through the years upon years of toil. So what is this if not a state of crisis? And who wouldn't doubt the new family hierarch's qualities when this decline has coincided precisely with her ascension? Thank you for getting the spoiler. I appreciate it. Hi, Suppressed. Welcome in. Jia Yuan Shun, who was somehow turning the room against Zichun without presenting a single shred of evidence, portraying her as some sort of burdensome hierarch who was single-handedly tanking H Corp's value. No one in the assembly, not a single representative from any families present, stepped up to point out how Jia Zichun's swift actions were what finally repelled the outside forces that had marched right up to Hong Yuan's front yard. Or how she deftly maneuvered her forces to quell the embers of war by quickly taking control of the chaos within the Dagwan Yuan. She hadn't shown any glaring signs of incompetence since her ascension despite her relative inexperience. But, everyone in Hong Yuan's board of directors, the heads of each family, averted their eyes as though all of that somehow inconceivably slipped their minds. So you take yourself to be a qualified individual for that responsibility, Zichun. Very well, then proceed. We're all waiting for you to begin your briefing before the assembly regarding the last 30 years' quarterly net revenue records for Hong Yuan's singularity-related businesses, your calculations on next year's fiscal debt forecast, and the exact recipe and variation numbers for the boluses that have been registered in the last 5 years. That's, The Venerable Hierarch has not received that data prior to the meeting. You must all be aware of the chaos that followed the Ascension. We are still indexing all available materials to... Isn't that funny? Not once in the history of Hong Yuan has the family hierarch ever failed to provide immediate and detailed answers regarding Hong Yuan's historical statistics. This bitch. You're gonna have to moderate phrase stream out. No! Don't be in pain! Stop being in pain! God damn it. Alright. Jia Yuanxun must have known all along, too. She must have known how the previous family hierarchs were all directly supplied with an immense repository of information through the Jiahuang worm or something of the equivalent. And she's using it to target Zichun's weakness, knowingly asking questions she, the first family hierarch without the Anamna worm, couldn't possibly answer. The responsibilities tied to the venerable seat of the hierarch, Jiamu, are matched only by the great power bestowed upon it. Thus, how are we to leave the matters of the wing to someone who is so evidently unprepared for the task? Given the present circumstances, our hands may be forced to call to vote the motion of no confidence. A motion of no confidence. A motion of no confidence, when passed by the high-ranking political officials, can result in the removal of the chief executive from office. So they're going after Zichun's power. So this is the picture Jia Yuanxun wanted to paint. Impotent family hierarch, stammering and stumbling through their first meeting to the total and near unanimous lack of support from the H-Corp Board of Directors. Whatever jargon they're on about, seems to me they've got not an ounce of respect for the Lasser of us. Never trust twats overly obsessed with numbers and optimizations. They'll be the first ones to kick you out the moment they no longer see you as useful. You're not the only one who's pissed off, so can you please stop shaking your leg for a second? Don't need to make our frustration any more obvious, you know. Myros would have left the chair long ago if it wasn't for this lass. In H-Corp, should the board of directors unanimously vote in favor of the motion, certain parts of the family hierarch's powers will be removed. It is entirely possible that she will become a hierarch in name only. Oh, so they're threatening to fire her unless she falls in line. This is some needlessly convoluted way to... The assembly will now consider the motion of no confidence. Are there any objections to bring the motion of no confidence against family hierarch Jia Zichun to the floor? Hold on. The vote of no confidence isn't an item you can invoke so lightly. The Shi family has no objections. Let's say the Wang family has no objections either. Shui family too. The rest of the previous family heads seem to have changed precisely nothing. Those in power wore more youthful faces, but their tongues still carry the same old resistance to change. The new family heads were just as uncooperative as ever, and everyone seemed to be solely interested in staying in Jia Yuanxun's good graces. New faces, same old. And needless to say, Heathcliff wasn't the only sinner fuming with rage. 'Tis far too vexing to simply watch and do not. Right? I knew you wouldn't let this slide, Don Quixote. You're walking all over Zichun like she's not even here. Forsooth, we cannot let such injustice transpire unabated. Hey, seems like we're both on the same page. That's it. I'm not going to hesitate to make myself heard again. This time, I want to be courageous. With your help, Don Quixote. Come on, let's do this together, okay? Very well. I am in agreement. Yeah, then let's go on 3 at the same time. If there are no objections, 1, 2. The Assembly will put this resolution to vote in a month. And 3. Here, objection! Bloody hell. Boy, have you gone mental? Oh, that was my best impersonation of a British man, and it fucking sucked. Hey, Tonra, are you paying taxes for that rifle? No, because it's fake and a PNG. No comment. After that, Sinclair stood tall, at the center of the entire room's undivided astonishment, alone. Huh? Don Quixote, still firmly in her seat, gazed upon Sinclair's proud stand and rubbed her nose. Young Sinclair, thou hast evolved indeed. What an unmitigated pursuer of justice thou hast became, with such unrelenting fervor and utter disregard for decorum. Certainly mine efforts have finally borne fruit. What the hell? Did Don Quixote or Heathcliff suddenly rub off on you or something? No, wait, no. What happened there, Don Quixote? What happened to injecting together? Ho? I had taken thy suggestion to mean that we must voice our dissatisfaction through the official channels, borrowing the titles of the illustrious Red Gaze and the Department of LCC. Disputes in succession of power on such high level of government are hardly ever resolved with rash grandstanding. Wouldst thou not agree? Why are you normal all of a sudden? This is entrapment. This is entrapment. Lad, what just happened? What happened to the clammy meek boy? Well, I guess I just assumed this is how Limbus Company rolls now. There seems to be an unexpected outburst from Zichun's guests. Withdraw your objection and we will consider this a momentary loss of control and not enter it as an official statement. Sinclair's eyes were shaking like someone with his life on the line. Why are you normal? If not, I take it that you have full confidence in her abilities. So please, I encourage you to elaborate. When and how will Zichun demonstrate her aptitude for the responsibilities of the family hierarch? His voice continues to shrivel in a corner. He can't. And how could anyone? How could anyone, when we all had a very clear view of her path to ascension? During the family hierarch's evaluation, Jia Baoyu donated the coins he received from Jia Q to you, essentially. You pity-partied your way to victory. Pity-partied? And for your ascension, Jia Q and those outsiders from an upstart company had to almost literally carry you to the seat. Has there even been a single victory attained by your own hands in that entire process? Ah, but have we not all been witness to the qualities she exhibited during the family hierarch evaluation and her own ascension? You must have no shame snaking your forked tongue in the audience of both heaven and earth like an unwitting buffoon. That's when quiet, even footsteps broke through Jia Yuanchun's merciless dismantling of Jia Zichun. Yay! We finally get to see more of her! Fuck, she did nothing! And we get to see more! Yet I see the point. The hierarch, with her grace, needs only demonstrate her already established qualifications before all. This is no place for an outsider to speak, but proceed. Just how will she prove herself before us? What an odd statement, coming from a fellow outsider who's been chattering for minutes on end. Forgive me, I could only presume from your verbosity that the right to speak in this forum was open to all outsiders. She got her now! Got her on the ropes now, don't ya? You've said it yourself, no? That the vote on the no confidence resolution will proceed in a month. That seems to give the venerable hierarch a month to regain the trust of each family. What? It is rather clear to me that there are many who find their own defeat in the family hierarch war rather difficult to accept. Such a doubt is easily resolved. A match between clans should lay out the results quite obviously. Very well. A fair challenge between clans, which would preclude the participation of the family hierarchs Heisho packs and the Jialan guards. So you would remove her Pao and Zhu before the game even begins? Why not make this a test? A series of sparring matches in both academia and martial arts if such is the case. Ha! What audacity. Do you truly have that much faith in Jia Zichun's abilities? You must know the consequences of failing these matches, no? It would be a unanimous one-sided end to the vote of no confidence. And naturally, any and all rights appertaining to the family hierarch shall be transferred to the board of directors. That is fine by us. You are free to choose any champion whom you see fit. Unfortunately, your underlings don't seem to share your inflated confidence. Frown. He's a frown now. But in the midst of the confused, flabbergasted silence from the other sinners, a clear, carefree, yet defiant voice rings out. Honglu's retort. That's not true at all, big sister Yan Chun. We actually have just as much confidence in Ji-chun as she does. His wide eyes stare directly and unblinkingly into Jia Yuan-chun's. It occurred to me that this might be his way of expressing anger. Impudent child, how dare he stare me down like that? Then you are welcome to try. 1 month. You have but 1 month to prove before all in audience that she is indeed fit to be the family hierarch. Should you fail, the vote may as well be a mere formality. In other words, should she successfully prove herself, none of you shall again rightly challenge the independent rights and powers bestowed upon the family hierarch. The consequences of such recalcitrance would be no different from those that your traders are facing. Wouldn't you agree? Well then, we will excuse ourselves now. Wait, I'm... Zigong turns around towards us with that same mysterious smile and slowly directs us outside the assembly hall. We may call them sparring matches, but you must know that each and every one of them is a test to prove your claim to the seat of the family hierarch. A month is a time far too brief for a drastic improvement, regardless of for whom it may be. Learning from a proper master for 10 months straight might teach you a few things, but who knows how long the search for one master might take. Not to mention the official channels through which you must bring them past... God, I do not like Chinese. I like words. God, that sounded terrible out of context. Oh no! No! I'm canceled. I'm canceled forever. I do not like trying to pronounce Chinese words with my English, like, in a white upbringing. I'm fucking canceled. I'm done. I'm so done. No, don't quote that! Don't quote that, GA! Fuck. God damn it. Now it's immortalized. I can't go back and censor it in post. Why not relent now and relinquish but a part of your powers as a family hierarch to the board of directors? It seems that this fellow outsider's mental faculties are impressively lacking. My lord has spoken in the past that when in the presence of 3 people, at least one of them is bound to be a teacher of mine. And here they are, aren't they? Jia Zichun's masters, each carrying something new to teach her. All 13 of them. Zigong gestured confidently toward the flabbergasted sinners, and the assembly came to an end. I don't hate the Chinese! No! I don't! No! It's clipped, too! It's fucking clipped! I'm in trouble. Man, I can't talk. China's gonna come, like, pound on my door, and they're going to execute me. They're going to execute me. And I will never be heard from again. I will be but a stain upon the walls of my apartment. Oh, God. Okay. So this is where we see all them teaching shit. We were planning to train Jia Zichun anyway, but it seemed that they were now under an unexpected deadline. Blackmailed? Oh, no. I can provide the full context of it, alright? I can provide the full context of everything. It was a misinput. You calm the fuck down, alright? We were planning to train Jia Zichun anyway, but it seems that we are now under an unexpected deadline. Hey, when you said the LCB was going to help me out, did you guys mean that you were going to publicly humiliate the crap out of me at the assembly? Of course not, Zichun. Big sister Yuan Chun's an old snake. You've just given her 30 days to set the perfect stage for my downfall, to prove to the world once and for all that I'm not qualified at all to be the family hierarch. But Zichun, weren't you always so good at humbling anyone who dared underestimate you? Not so much anymore. Back then, like an idiot, I thought I just had to hold on with everything I had. I thought that's all I ever had to do. But now, things are different. It's true that I'm vastly underqualified to be the family hierarch, and she's right. I pretty much lucked into this position. Zichun, don't tell me that woman's bullshit actually got to you. Well, she wasn't completely wrong, right? I'm just some kid who happened to be good enough to survive some traps and ambushes. I'm afraid that the responsibility of a family hierarch might be too much. Her self-confidence has significantly decreased compared to the observation from our previous interaction. Thanks, Zichun. I don't remember you being this kind of character. What happened to the girl who looked down on us the very moment we met? You even had the audacity to pretend to not know who we were, didn't you? Where'd all that confidence go, girl? Yeah, you should be girl bossing right now. Girl boss it. That actually got under her skin back then, huh? So, Zichun, what do you want to do? Are you sure you're okay with this? Are you okay with letting this happen? If I let it happen, Big Sister Yuan Chun's going to continue expanding her influence here. I'm sure she and the board of directors have been cozying up to each other for a long time. Is the implication that her testaments on her own influence were true? Yep, it's true. Before she left for Q Corp, Big Sister Yuan Chun always used to accompany GM to these assemblies. If we just let them hold the vote of no confidence, they're going to unanimously vote against me and slowly reduce the family hierarch scope of power. And who knows? They might even call for a reevaluation, however unlikely that sounds. Besides, Big Sister Yuan Chun, I think her definition of Hong Yuan's prosperity might be different from mine. What she's looking for isn't H Corp's prosperity. It's Daguan Yuan's. And I know that this all has something to do with its ties to Q Corp, which I bet has already been going on for a while now under my radar. I'm sure they've already had plenty of talks behind my back. Which is not the kind of vision you have for Hong Yuan's future, right? And that's why you spoke up against her. My vision for Hong Yuan is, I want to change H Corp to be the kind of place where people can live without fear. I just never imagined I'd have to prove myself like this. And in only 30 days. Even then, your vision hasn't changed, right? It hasn't. Great. So it's decided then, huh? We just need Fao to deliver the bad news to Sod. She's like, this bitch. So, to summarize, the responsibility of training Zichun to win these matches, these amorphous tests upon which hinges on the family hierarch's fate, and almost every facet of which is entirely under Jia Yuan Chun's control. By the way, it is probably a trap. Within the next 30 days is ours. And we have to explain that to Sod. Wow. That sounds like a lot of work when you put it like that. Post-mortem reports have become quite rote. That face. I'm so glad that they always chose that face because it means 1,000 words. Prithee, thou must impress upon the illustrious Red Gaze that 'twasn't mine idea this time. Sinclair stared blankly at Don Quixote as she made her desperate plea towards Sod. Now he's like, this bitch. Yes, and I understand that as well, for the 8th time. As always, Sod was wearing the same refreshingly incomprehensible smile. The kind of smile that makes people increasingly anxious the longer it lasts. Well, that gives us about 30 days, during which those sparring matches, tests, whatever, will be happening as well. Great, then let's give our best. Sinclair mutters in a near whisper, clearly feeling responsible for what happened. Yes, I understand. I never should have stepped out of line like that. But something just... So let's give it our best. I totally agree. We messed everything up again, and what? What? Limbus Company was always going to remain here and assist Miss Jiazichun acclimatize herself to the responsibilities of the family hierarch. It was always a part of our plan. Well, I sure am glad I took Faust's advice about how meticulous planning is completely pointless when it comes to LCB's missions. I never would have had to submit 9 separate disciplinary incident reports back during the J-Corp incident had I known. I believe I should be able to explain this further. Prior to his departure, my lord was concerned that such a thing would come to pass. That is why he has left Zilu and I here to look after the new family hierarch's position, which must still be on rather thin ice. Oh, so that's what they were privately talking about when we pulled them aside. Doing nothing and allowing her wicked machinations to progress would have irrevocably made the entire board of directors not but putty in Yuan Chun's hands. And that would have led that snake to de facto assume the seat of the family hierarch. Against such an insidious foe who wields intrigue as her weapon, the most viable strategy is the most direct one, to challenge her head-on. Besides, has this not given you the excuse you needed to prolong your company's stay in Dagwan Yuan? This is also a prime opportunity for Jia Zichun to further solidify her influence here, depending on the outcome of the vote of no confidence. They have played right into our hands by accepting this deal. So, I don't want to rain on everyone's parade, but are we not even going to consider what might happen if we fail? No, we are not, because you will not fail. Not with us aiding your efforts. Also, were you serious back there when you said that we were all going to teach Jia Zichun? All 12 of us? I won't object to selecting only a few of us with better aptitude to be educators. Ah, by the way, we already have an established internal hierarchy based on the sum of each of our abilities. Of course, the results weren't entirely to my satisfaction due to an unexpected incident. Miss Otis, that is a statement mired in narrowed vision rife with factual refractions. I am of the stance that the qualities of a good teacher are not defined by such statistics. Yeah, it's because you're lowest on the totem pole. Yeah, I just read the dialogue. So you must be the one who placed last in that scale. Called out! Called out immediately. Just don't say anything, bud. Best not to stand out like a sore thumb. I may have overreacted then. My lord has said that from the virtuous we may learn to replicate their merits. From the flawed, we may learn to avoid their failings. As long as the student is willing to learn, anything can be a teacher. I also, to embrace the teaching, seek from all those who we come across. Just what in the heavens are you doing? Aha! I am preparing a lesson plan for young Zichun, our family hierarch. Well, you sure got on that fast. So what are these yellow wormy things here? Aha! 'Tis a star, twinkling in its radiance. According to the schedule you have prepared, the student would have -3 hours available for sleep. This lesson plan's execution will require cooperation from T-Corp. Yeah, it would be a mistake most fatal indeed. I shall correct it post-haste. Zigong was staring at Don Quixote's expression of her wild artistic merit upon the curriculum with her usual crescent moon eyes. Do we really want Don in charge of education? No. No, we don't. Wait, is that supposed to be Zigong's grimace? Of course, to each their own, I suppose. I need not be shaken by every little thing we have until their actual lesson plan's in hand. Dan, welcome to the membership! Oh, wait, hold on. What is that? Okay, Japanese. Harikiteiko. Did I do that one right? I don't play Uma Musume. I don't play horse game. I'm sorry. But thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate you, big dog. Hey, thanks for putting your faith in us, Sigong. We barely have any of that to go around ourselves, so I understand it couldn't have been easy. You could say that I have learned my lesson. The recent events have taught me that the path of learning is truly one without end. Alright, so we're all gonna be teachers. We're gonna be teaching her. Okay, hold on. I've seen, like, certain screens, and I need to know, like, certain things. Okay, I'm just not there yet. Okay, okay. We're getting to the teaching part soon. I see that you have all individually worked on your lesson plans as per Zigong's request. Oh my god! She's adorable! I love her! That's her without all the Heisho getup on. I love that. Oh my god. I have received a total of 12 lesson plans. Hold on, shouldn't there be 13 of them? Even the executive manager has decided to spare their precious time to teach a class. Huh, yeah, I handed in my lesson plan too. That is because... so who didn't do their homework? After a brief silence, everyone turned around and looked at one of the sinners. It ain't me. Oh, please, at least try to make a compelling argument. Who else other than you could it possibly... It's me. Yeah, here's where it comes in. You, Sync. You've been acting out of character a lot recently. What's going on? Wait, member for 7 months. That's right, you've been like... Dang. Could have been 8 or 9 at this rate. Listen, I understand financial situations, my dude. I understand. It just be like that sometimes. Oh, that's... Sinclair was drenched in sweat for some reason. Actually, In Sinclair's seat was a large stack of papers, each filled to the brim with writing. Sinclair, are these papers... I'm done. Sorry I got too into making a lesson plan and just couldn't stop myself from writing... Whew. Sinclair couldn't have appeared more proud as he placed that big bundle of sweat-soaked papers in Zilu's hands. And she receives it with mild trepidation. You seem to have dedicated quite the momentous effort in drawing up this lesson plan. What's up with her? Let's start reviewing from the first stack. 108 analytical approaches to an aesthetics... What does AAA mean? And how do you plan to explore all 108 approaches in a single month? GA, thanks for sending a gift membership out. And Sinclair, congrats! Lucky receiver! Yippee! Sinclair got the membership! How fitting! How fucking fitting! Yeah, Zilu realizes that her title says Pinky. Yeah, she's part of the Pinky. She works with, Jiakyu. He's part of the Pinky, Zigong's part of the Pinky, she's part of the Pinky. They're very, like, covert, you know? Yeah, thank GA. Welcome, Sinclair. Thank GA. Appreciation of artistry and assassinations. Someone's very happy about that. F you went too far. Fuck you, went too far. Ah, right, sorry. Flip a page and continue reading for those 108 approaches. What paint did you use? It's quite viscous and the paper is partially melted. Ah, lady, watch yourself. You almost got some on my arm. Uh-huh. A painting. Zilu. Entrails coating the world. She's so proud. She's so proud. I love her. I love her so much. Now you know how aesthetes appreciate the artistry of slaughter. Just what the hell did you paint in that paper? Hey, get it together. Zilu stumbled briefly. Whatever was on that paper must have given her quite the shock. My mind wandered for a moment. This is too dangerous to be used for a lesson. Thus it goes into the discard pile. Weak sauce. Zilu crumpled up the paper without hesitation, tossed it out of sight. Next. Intro to Societal Reintegration. Impressive title. Chapter 1. How to shake hands with your left hand when the situation calls for it. Really? Chapter 2. Exploration of exclusively long-sleeve fashion and practices. Chapter 3. Projecting confidence and why having a bug arm is totally cool. That's, you know how it is. Be proud of who you are and all that philosophy stuff. I wanted this lesson to give a bit of paradigm shift where we can all come to see our flaws as not failings, but as evidence of our individuality. Which will usher in a world where we can carry on with our lives no matter what kind of arm we have. Discard. Next. Zilu quickly flipped through the pages. Intro to De-Integrative Linguistics, subheading The Power of Words. Sticks and stones may break their bones, so let's add words to the pile. My credentials include the ability to dress down an opponent so hard that they'll fall to their knees and beg me to stop. I have plans for applications as well. The lesson teaches methods pertaining to disguising compliments and criticism, and vice versa. All this seems rather difficult to learn. I have concluded from my hitherto observations that Jia Zichun is an individual of great promise in this field. Follow my instructions to a T, and I guarantee you that this cadet shall be able to have the upper hand in any verbal confrontations. Is this a curriculum to make the best brawler or the best family hierarch out of me? They're all just trying to make her, like... You know what? This isn't hierarch training. This is girl boss training. Alright? This is girl boss training. Zilu seemed quite interested, but Jia Zichun's vehement veto eventually overruled the suggestion. On Justice. Another impressive title. Subheading, Methodologies of Captivating an Entire Room of Preoccupied Audience. Discard. Fie on thee, wherefore? Next. Practice of ego splitting concerning into mere conflict between the self and reflection of paradoxically fractured theory of idealism in which one attempts to open an unopening door to open the door. Utterly incomprehensible. Discard. Perhaps Mr. Ryoshi's advice to truncate the lesson's title should have been taken in earnest. Survival and Exploration. 21 reasons to pay attention when the exploration team leader is giving advice on the upcoming adventure. Case study for 30 horrible mistakes that occurred because the team was distracted during the leader's lecture. How to track down a troublemaker who tries to sweep trouble under the rug while the team leader isn't looking. Someone ignored my advice that we shouldn't have been moving 2 steps ahead. Finally, I've narrowed them down to 3 culprits. Ah, wait, I forgot to take that part out. And into the shredder it went. When did that paper shredder get here? The art of using yawning as a cover for popping a cookie or 2 in your mouth, especially useful when getting lectured. Hey, if you get good enough at it, you can do that with nuts, too. Aha. So it was you who made those crunching noises in our last meeting. What? Nah, do you take me for an amateur? The art of social maneuvers. How to let it flow through you. How to not make things awkward when you walk right in on someone bad-mouthing you. The most important part of this art is to flash a refreshing smile in a way that looks earnest. It helps when you convince yourself that smiling is what brings good fortune. Smiles have a way of disarming people, giving them pause and making them hesitate. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Dawn actually did write a full-on essay. You're so true. I remember that. Big Bro used to teach that technique to confuse a lot of Dagwon Yuan people who hated him. I see. This... I can't quite bring myself to throw this into the shredder. Next, how to remain in complete stillness for a week until the next command is received. This lesson plan was designed based on Rodion's advice that I must prioritize strengths that are unique to myself. Look, in my defense, I didn't know he considered it to be his unique strength, okay? Let us consider whether standing in complete stillness for a week is a quality one might seek in the family hierarch. This one is certainly interesting. What separates bravado from bravery? Jack shite. Saw it off and grab your weapons. Yep, always gotta read the full print. It's my philosophy, and that reason don't necessarily need to be considered before coming to blows. Martial prowess is indeed an indispensable part of a family hierarch's qualities, but our focus is not developing a hierarch of a syndicate. Next. Information disparity as a driver of inequitable treatment. Oh, that's actually the most interesting sounding one so far. And the application of engineering frameworks. Okay, it's kind of losing me, but I'm still on board. For systematic resolution and rational self-interest driven societies, and... Is it still going? That was 1/5 of the full time. Yeah, that makes sense. It seems that the same trouble has hindered both you and I. Every word in that title was added for its absolute necessity. Indeed. Indeed. After she had gone through the majority of our lesson plans... Finally. Now that that's over... Yes, it's finally my turn. Whew. Sinclair sighed with the gravitas of someone who had just been bestowed with the most important mission in his life. Hello, Gregor. Welcome in. Thinking back, even back in school, I used to daydream about becoming a teacher myself. I thought I could be good at it. So I guess you could say that I'm pretty happy to be given an opportunity like this. I call my lesson, The Theory of Self-Overcoming. We have to accept that everyone stumbles at first, but by always striving to be a better person than I was yesterday... Hey, but what if I like who I was yesterday more? That's okay. Everyone has their own unique potential sleeping deep inside. So with everything I've learned and experienced so far, let me teach you. Let me teach you how to knock down your own capabilities. How to always shoot higher. Hold on, you had me for a second there. But what's up with acting like you're an infinitely more enlightened person than I am? Ah, of course. I've prepared a speaking class where you can learn how to speak with modesty, too. Huh! You know, I'm starting to like this guy. I'm really starting to like Sinclair now. I'm gonna be honest, he was not my favorite sinner before this. But I think I'm finally starting to come around on this guy. I never would have imagined Sinclair would be this into it. Yeah, too bad he's so into it that he's not even listening to what Jijun's saying. Following that, your company's... it seems Zilu has completed her review. Oh, I see. How's everything going, everyone? Class prep going well? Mein curriculum most especial. Okay, so that's a no. That was Sod's impression upon taking a glance at Don Quixote, who was sobbing and cradling the shredded pieces of her lesson plan in her hands. Well, it wasn't a complete bust, at least. Sinclair's lesson plan survived. Miss Zigong, Miss Sod, I prepared a full 30 days worth of lessons plans. Would you like to take a look? But Zigong and Sod weren't looking at the dozens of lessons plans Sinclair presented so proudly before their eyes. They were looking away. Zigong especially was looking away with the unmistakable expression of pity. So he doesn't know. Would you mind explaining this, Zilu? I could not bring myself to tell him. Apologies. So, this young man produced this entire sizable stack of lesson plans all on his own. I see. Weakness has found its way into your heart in the face of such earnest effort, I understand. However, it has been decided that Sinclair will not be participating as one of Jia Zichun's teachers. Or should I call you Pupil Sinclair, to be exact? This has got to be a mistake, right? Isn't Zichun the pupil here? No, there haven't been any mistakes. My lord has specifically instructed that you are to learn from this as well. What? Oh, yay! May or may not have remembered that the compilation of songs in the APR karaoke was not done yet. Fuck! Okay, yeah, that needs to get done. That does need to get done. I'll try and get something up around this week for it, I think. This isn't right. Guys, this isn't right! Now this looks like a proper classroom. It would have felt pretty dang empty with just Zichun sitting there on her own, don't you think? Besides, I bet Sink's the resident expert on going to schools, right? School's a luxury for me, you know? Yeah, maybe, but that doesn't mean I ever wanted to go back to school. You should learn to be grateful. I don't dole out my teachings to just anyone. Don't forget we have to redo the whole lesson plan under their supervision. Otis, you You always get on your soapbox and try to lecture everyone about something after every single battle anyway. And you, Ishmael, you always get hyper fixated on something. Once you find something interesting, you never stop talking about it for 3 hours at least. And I will ensure that you receive the best education I can provide, Sinclair. Hold on, you say, I thought you were the underdog duo. Remember during the checkup when I said we got this? We were going to get this together. The evaluation painted a twisted picture of the true scale of strength, the sole measure of which erroneously relied entirely on physical might. I shall not hesitate to impart knowledge for those who require education. Yeah, go white boy go. For real. Congratulations, my lady. You have found yourself a desk mate, which also some call a bestie. Depending on desk placement. Yes! Bestie! Bestie! She's so... Yeah! Yeah! Deskmate. Bestie. What the heck does any of that even mean? Huh? Jia Zichun's eyes widen with confusion, as though she just heard those words for the first time in her life. When I first met her when she was 16, she explained to me that she hadn't attended any school-like institutions. This is par for the course for children of Hongyuan who are raised for the purpose of becoming the next family hierarch. The reason being that schools can be a perfect place to assassinate someone. So, deskmates and besties. Sinclair began to explain, seemingly resigned to the fact that he was essentially going back to school for a month with the other sinners as his teachers. Usually sit next to each other and help one another out. A bestie might nudge the other awake when they doze off, share their homework with one another if they forgot to do theirs. They usually end up being included in the best memories of each other's school time. So not very important at all, huh? I think I got this on my own. I don't need a bestie. No! It's going so well! No! 9 times more sauce than Don Chun in 3 seconds? Yes. Real. Oh my god, they are absolutely gonna be besties by the end of this. I can already tell. It may have come a few years late, but I am moved that my lady finally has a chance at experiencing school. Same here. I remember it like yesterday. Zichun would sit and watch the other kids walk to school from a distance, tears welling in her eyes. Dude! Oh, that reminds me. One day out of nowhere, she started saying something about eating from lunchboxes with friends. I haven't a clue as to how or where she even heard about it, but she snuck into the kitchen and... Wait. Don't you guys have lessons plans to write? Come on, hurry up. 30 days are ticking down. We've only got 30 days. Of course. Unfortunately, I have become quite occupied with another task of great importance. Assisting Wei with indexing and reviewing various documents that are in critical need of organizing. Thus, I must leave the lesson planning task to you two, Zilu and Miss Saud. Have you any thoughts on this matter? Slacker. What was that? I said nothing. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's great. It's great. What? This is new. That's a new symbol. That's a new symbol. What? Zilu and Saud appear to have aged several years overnight. Their faces sunken and sallow. Finally! After referencing the idiosyncrasies and various statistical data available to us regarding each sinner, we managed to come up with an appropriate curriculum. She looks dead. Miss Zilu? Apologies. Sleep deprivation has relieved me of clear mind. The path of an educator is truly a grueling one. Marching to battle would be much easier. Still, thanks to Master GAQ's methodology you shared, we managed to find a way to make this quite efficient. Efficient, huh? To be a true family hierarch, there are dozens, hundreds of virtues one must understand and master. However, to do so in 30 days as promised would be an implausible effort. Thus, we have categorized the countless virtues into 3 super categories. They're called... what are those supposed to be? Ji, Young, and Ren. Ji, wisdom. The wise lose neither people nor words. To hold one's silence in need of speech shall cost them people. To speak in need of silence shall cost them words. A reasonable sequence of logic. Young, courage. The ability to overcome fear, to act decisively. Have too much of it and risk becoming a brute. Have too little and risk becoming a craven. It needs harmony and balance. So how far are we allowed to go with corporal punishment again? I recall no instance of any discussion regarding corporal punishment. And Ren, humanity, is benevolence of the heart. The compass of behavior that dictates respect toward every human. Compass mentioned. Limbus Company reference inside of Limbus Company. Clearly, most of the faculties of this school are severely lacking in all three of your criteria. Just how do you think they'll be able to teach the students anything? Yeah, like a certain someone who needs a lesson in Ren. Are you sure I'm in good hands? Just what the heck am I supposed to learn here? Where's Wei? Master Wei and Mr. Wei and Miss Zigong are currently quite preoccupied with handling the monumental task of paperwork. Alright, Mr. Wei wanted me to deliver this message to you. Oh yeah, Heathcliff is like, how far does Cole... Yeah, paddle him. Paddle him! Alright, Mr. Wei wanted me to deliver this message to you. Be strong, my lady. Wei! Despite her protestations, the 30 days of class have commenced. Okay, how the fuck is this gonna go? Oh my fucking god. Oh. Oh, no. Where? Oh, it's mandatory. Okay. Alright, it's mandatory. Let's begin. Let's begin with class. My name is Yisong, that is all. The class I have prepared for the day. I have heard plenty about your mirror tech, which makes me wonder. Going by the level of advancement of that technology, couldn't you have approached it from a different angle? You know how technological advancement usually goes. People invent for the sake of creation, only to have their inventions inevitably warped into weapons of destruction. Indeed, you show much promise already. As you surmise now, the mirror has, in the past, almost been employed to shatter possibilities instead of reflecting them. I'm sure that the angle of most others wanted to see happened. Removal of potential risks sounds much more palatable than potential itself to some people, after all. Much like school, I'm going to need an energy drink to even comprehend shit. Correct again, yet destruction was a word that bore too much suffering for my heart. My sole egress from it was abandonment of my quondam fellows and my life's work, making myself a fugitive from the past. How did you bring yourself to just abandon it all? I conversed. With who? With myself. That lies within me. As you are aware, the mirror's reflection extends beyond the veils of our own reality. It reflects the potentialities, the latent strength, and the world. Yet, even among them, the reflection of the greatest importance is that of the self. Let not the innumerable worlds of the mirror enchant your gaze. First, one must direct their studies inward and reflect upon oneself. Oh! Oh! It's so cute! It's so fucking cute! I love it! Oh my god, I love it! Oh, they're so fucking happy! They're so goddamn... Look at the smile on his face! He doesn't want to fucking be here! And she's so goddamn cute as well! She's just... Oh, man! This is what Hong Yuan needs! This is what it needs! You know what? Hold up. I'm gonna be right there next to him. I'm gonna be right there next to him. I'm gonna be the corporal punishment. Learn, damn you! Learn, damn you. I will be there to supervise. I learned how to be more true to myself by looking into the mirror. Jiazi-chun has grown. Oh, nice. Yay, CP stats. Oh god, okay, put it back, put it back. Now, if you are prepared to explain what you see in the mirror. You needn't haste. For some reason, Zichun appeared to hesitate before the mirror. Hey, you know... Just tell me about the rabbit, Sinclair. It's been a while since I looked into the mirror for so long. My lady, do you recall Sun Zhen of the Shi family who contacted you for a meeting? Yeah, the guy who said he was going to show me a precious flower that blooms only at night? I remember that you were vehemently against me going out there, so I stayed inside. I wonder what kind of flower it was. Don't tell me you were actually looking forward to meeting him, my lady. Oh, of course not. You were wise to stay inside. It was revealed that you weren't the only person who was invited, my lady. That vile man had hired a group of assassins to ambush the meeting spot, and would have been there to spring the trap had you gone. But apparently, he was outplayed and had his limbs and head torn off as punishment. What a relief, isn't it? I guess. I'm glad we didn't go away. You were right. If you still had the Wu branch under your control... Stop it! We agreed to move on from that, remember? We don't have to talk about it. Aw, long hair. I was brushing my hair and looking in the mirror as we were talking, but... I realized that I no longer recognized the girl in the mirror. I don't know why, but I found it so hard to meet her eyes. But I brushed it off, because I had to. An experience like that was going to become a common occurrence anyway, and the family hierarch war was always looming on the horizon. Oh shit. Fuck. I skipped something. Nope, I did not. Perhaps what you felt then may have been shame, but it is paramount to face oneself nonetheless. Nay, especially so if it was. And Sinclair, what do you see? I see... Well, I just see myself smiling. I don't see what's so out of the ordinary. But it seemed like Sinclair couldn't really bring himself to face the mirror. Hey, after what we just discussed, I think I understand something now. Now that I've had some quiet time looking at my reflection, I think I uncovered a part of myself I'd hidden for a long time. Yay! I learned how to be more true to myself by looking in the mirror! Yippee! Learn, damn you. Learn! Yay! I had a very precious time learning to converse with my inner self. Oh, they're so fucking cute. They're so damn cute. Their red numbers are off the charts. Class, metaphysical approach to ego and the reflected world leveled up to expert. Jiazichun slashers. What? Huh. Huh. Okay, I'm starting to understand this. Okay. Okay. Their morale. Wait, am I gonna battle with her later? Oh, she has a fucking fatal slash resistance. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm like building... I'm at Build-A-Bear. I'm at Build-A-Bear right now. I am at Build-A-Bear and I'm... Oh my god. Oh god. This is gonna go great. Ahem. 'Tis true that a station of teaching is prone to imbue one with a sense of bashfulness. Sinclair and Zichun both sat with a bit of apprehension as well. which is understandable given what Sod told them before the lesson started. Some time ago. Otis, who'd been glaring daggers at Don Quixote for a good while, finally decided to voice her doubts to Sod. So, what is Don Quixote, that woman, supposed to teach? Have you not considered that her usual flippancy might only cause more trouble than it's worth? You worry too much, Otis. While she may not look it, Don Quixote is extremely well versed in those adventure tales. And why would any of that matter? Have you yourself considered that fixers often appear when history is in the making? Ahaha. Let us see here. Don Quixote took a second to savor the moment as though she'd been preparing her whole life for it, then continued. Amongst the greatest fixers whose honored names were engraved in history. Ah, verily. Let us commence this lessons with the tale of the fixer Yue Fei. This tale beginneth in the year? Are you done? Just how can she continue to talk at such length? She's been going for ages. Thus cometh the time to test thy dedication to this class, and the knowledge that should come naturally come with it, a pop quiz, if thou wilt. What is this, Family Feud now? What the fuck? Is Steve Harvey gonna show up? Where'd she even have to find the time to prepare this? I can assure thee, 'tis a quiz of entirely reasonable difficulty if thou hast paid attention in class. Worry thee not. Does this pop quiz have prizes? Aha, but of course, I came prepared for such inquiries. For each correct answer, I shall bestow upon thee from the very treasure chest of mine these precious, precious fixer badges. Forsooth, I did not let a single day go by in which I did not polish each and every one of them on 3 separate occasions at the very least. I don't know, I don't really need them. Hold thine applause, for there is a bonus reward to the victor who by the end of this match carries more badges. Thou shalt attain the role of the protagonist in a theatrical play of my making, Fixer Chronicles, Yue Fei. 'Tis an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm still not really... It's not doing anything for either of us. It's still a pretty useless reward, but if you're turning this into a competition, I won't lose. Seriously. What, scared you'll lose? Is history your weakness or something? Heh. I'll have you know that I was the teacher's pet in every single history class I took. And I'll have you know that I was, no matter the subject, showered with praise from every master I ever had. Okay, if that's how you want to play it. I'll have you... Oh my god, they're in a dick measuring contest now. They're besties already. I was a prodigy in other classes too. I did great in art classes. Pretty good in math too. I was just being humble because I didn't want to steal your thunder, Zichun. Oh, then let me tell you that I was trained in the mastery of at least 10 different disciplines every single day. And on one of those days, you know what one of my masters told me? He said, looks like Miss Gia Zichun's finally getting a feel for how friendships close in age are forged in school. That's good. No matter how excellent her masters were, there are some experiences you just can't learn from teachers. I tick-tocked in response. 'Tis year 505. What is the historical community's consensus on the most illustrious battle that Fixer Yue Fei is said to have partaken in? Allow me to impart thee a major clue. If thou hadst paid attention and discoursed upon the 5 villages in which the Fixer Yue Fei was mentioned, this should not be too difficult a question to answer. The honorable fixer of the Cerulean Heaven, who attained triumph in the Battle of Rhino Tree in the year 465, hath said what was the worst ordeal she had to face in her career. I've got it. It's when she had to forge onward despite watching her dear comrades fall one by one as they held the line to buy her time. Ah, damn it, I was too slow. Fine, young Zichun. Thou art incorrect. Honorable fixer of the Cerulean Heaven is... Wait, hold on, is that a color? I just realized, that's a color. Wait. Cerulean... That's a fucking... That is a fucking heavenly name. It is recorded to have testified that the worst ordeal in her career was when she was forced to stand before her enemies with hair that was not luscious, as the supply line breakage caused her regular delivery of nutritional supplements to cease. What thou hast suggested, Young Zichun, was her 17th most difficult ordeal. She's speaking like she was actually there. Thine impression is quite understandable, for I am trained in the ways of vividly regaling these tales. But most of these are tales I have learned from books. Much did I anticipate an opportunity to regale these tales to such an audience, enough to study the ways of minstrels. There was a clear look of pride in her twinkling eyes. Yeah! Yeah! Time certainly flies when hearing the tales of exciting adventures. What was the secret technique Honorable Fixer Lysander employed in his resolution of the case of the Fey Forest? Speak its name in full. I've got it. It's a summer night fantasia. I cannot let pass such an unmotivated retelling of its super ultimate move. Hardly could one internalize the true noble spirit of Fixers by simply reciting it with such apathy. Thou must recreate the exact pose and the enunciation. Are you kidding me? Come on, you can do this, Yachin. You can do this. It's nothing. Illusions of a midsummer night shall devour thee whole. Summer night fantasia. She's crying. She's crying in awe of the wonderful performance. This is peak. Thine enunciation was quite shaky upon the word illusions, yet thou hast demonstrated sufficient courage. Thus I bestow upon thee this badge. I grow tired of this nonsense. Just how much longer are you planning to drag this on? Thus muttered the hero, then declared, I shall tear this evil storm asunder and find a place for this blade at the center of thy heart. Dante, lights, left side. Gotcha. Don Quixote, who was watching Sinclair and Jia Zichun's two-person play, silently wiped her tears away. Bravo! Bravo! Certain minor details were missed, such that Yue Fei the Fixer was left-handed, that he had a habit of playing with a lighter in his left pocket before every duel. Yet, 'twas a wonderful reenactment indeed. I have no other critique to impart upon thee. When faced with great adversity in thine adventures, rekindle the memory of Yue Fei, the Fixer's final duel. Remember it well. Thus cometh to an end the lessons of today. Huh. It was just for a moment, but I think I'm starting to get it. I get why she's so obsessed with Fixers. Clutched tightly in Zichun's hands were the badges Don Quixote had gifted to her. Yeah, Power Ranger poses! I was completely absorbed in the exhilarating tales of Fixers. I even forgot to breathe at one point. They're growing. Yippee. I learned how to be more true to myself looking into the mirror. Gain max HP. Nice, nice. Let's see. Sharkigo, thank you for the 5 memberships. Sefson, DeFreyshoots, John Lexter, Minecraft Boy Fan Pro, and Oren. Congratulations! Yippee! Yippee! Thank you, Sharkigo. This event is awesome. Right, I'm trying to... Okay, I guess not. Boom! This is a competent part taken from the structure that forms H-Corp. This may prove to be an opportunity to conduct an in-depth analysis on the nature of the former H-Corp singularity, which has been enduring for such a long time. Did no one here get it? I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm so sorry, brother. Indeed, an opportunity to study the old H-Corp singularity is not one that comes often. It is random. Subscriber selections are random, like whenever they're gifted. As there was potential for integration into Mephistopheles, I made a request to disassemble a part of the bus's engine, but was denied. A shame. Aren't you the one who built Mephistopheles, though, Miss Faust? Mephistopheles is indeed Faust's work, but not all of it was mine. It is possible that Faust may never reveal every small detail that went into its creation. I would very much enjoy a chance to completely disassemble it, even its engines, so that it could be reassembled with my own hands. Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, alright. Managed to learn various detailed mechanical fundamentals about old H-Corp technology. Oh yes, we've needed more G. So that's how it works. I think I get it. Didn't think this is how you get to learn more about the old H-Corp. I don't think I can do much against the reconstruction days right now, but this knowledge will certainly come in handy when the day comes for me to gradually dismantle that iniquitous thing. The day when Hong Yuan can be a place where people can live without fear. Without the fear of the encroaching reconstruction days. Without obsessively counting their rooms to see if they'll fall or not. Until Hong Yuan can be a place where you can sleep with a promise of safe tomorrows. I'm sure you'll pull it off. Oh, and I learned a lot during this lesson too, Miss Faust. Bam! The voltage must have been set too high. Repeating experiment with a different combination of fuses and wires. I thought she knew all. Faust is not an engineer. They are laughing right now. The Faust... You're right, yes! The Faust Discord is totally spamming L in general right now. Absolutely. Time certainly flies when hearing the tales of exciting adventures. Alright, alright, alright. We keep leveling this good shit. Oh, yes. Now it's Gregor's turn. What does the combo do? Stat gain, class success rate, 40%. Okay, good. Unlike some other classes, which were more on the upbeat side of things, the room's air felt grim and solemn as soon as everyone saw what Gregor had written on the chalkboard. On war. Losing a wing war leaves a much larger, longer-lasting impact than some medium-sized enterprise closing up shop. It might be too soon to talk about this, but we came pretty darn close to one recently, didn't we? We were this close to a large-scale war breaking out right here, which absolutely would have happened if Missy Chun failed to finish her ascension. Would have spread like wildfire, too. So, my class is going to be about what exactly happens when a war... Oof. The piece of chalk slipped from Gregor's fingers as he went to scribble something on the board. His left hand was trembling, though, as the room's temperature had plummeted only for him. Man, why has it got it? Excuse me, Miss Zilu, is that okay if I smoke? Go ahead. You good? Well, when else am I going to get a chance to share the realities of war right onto a wing chief executive officer's face, huh? The moments that just don't come off your skin, no matter how hard you try and scrub at them. Hey, take a break if you need it. I'm going to listen to every word you have to say here today, no matter how long it takes. Man, do I appreciate that sentiment. Well, still, though, can't dilly-dally when Miss Z-Chun's got other stuff to deal with, huh? So, let's take a look at how things were at the very beginning of the Wing War. Yeah! Puff, puff. Now I know about urban and trench warfare to give an explanation of my own! OM goodness! And that's why the smoke war fronts were mostly characterized by trench warfare. No one wanted to risk fighting in concrete jungles where they could be surrounded by enemies at all times, so everyone just tried to draw each other out into an open battlefield, which naturally turned into trench warfare. Of course, every wing has a different singularity, so this isn't really applicable to all cases. It's just that the former G-Corp found flat plains easier to maneuver in. I feel like Dagwan Yuan could make pretty good use of Hong Yuan as defensive fortress. especially with its internal structure constantly shifting around, which the Heisho know and use very well. Exactly. We should explain why they were hesitating outside Dagwon Yuan. Remember the Thumb fellas? The one we met who were going in circles? Not to mention how the Heisho all utilize the topography of Hongyuan differently. Even if an outsider were to get a read on how one of the branches maneuver around Hongyuan, as long as the 12 Heisho branches are standing, Hongyuan is unassailable. Well, despite going into all that, I'm sure we all know what's the best answer in all warfare is. Not having a war in the first place. Exactly. I'll be honest, I can't stop thinking about some of the stories you've been telling us. I can't even imagine what it would have been like to have to not only witness it, but go through all of that. We did visit your fathoms, Gregor, but that wasn't even the tip of the iceberg. The city was devoured in smoke, its citizens in madness. He'd always shrug off those stories as ramblings of the past, but during the war, he stood at the center of the heartless machine that was the city. Its every gear calibrated to slaughterhouse precision to maximize the death of its people. There he must have witnessed things far worse than the city presently has to offer. His eyes gazed beyond the veil of the bygone past, shaking restlessly in pursuit of what was no more. Oh boy. Sorry, fellas. I'm afraid I got carried away by lamenting what happened and forgot this was supposed to be a class. I'll be sure to prep something more useful next time. No. Everything you told me really solidified my resolve. This class within Hongyuan needs to come to an end soon, lest something so horrible could happen. I'm heading to my next class. Wait for me! Even after the two students had left, Gregor lingered in that room for a while, lighting up cigarette after cigarette without erasing what he wrote on the chalkboard. Smoke soon filled the room. He left only after emptying the almost emptying the entire pack. God, I love him so much. God, I love him so much. Bro saw censored and never... True. Real and true. More. I need more. How are classes going, Zichun? I'm not you, big bro. I pay attention in class. Oh, hello, Miss Daiyu. She was really insistent on helping me out, even though I refused because she looked preoccupied. Alright, KT1T, you really know to stop talking about the 7 sexual objects or whatever. Calm. The moment I found out about the contents of his lesson plan, I simply could not allow him to do this alone. Looks like he's going to be in another serious class. Apologies for the delayed greetings. Daiyu of the Lin family formally extends her greetings to the venerable hierarch. Been a while since I heard that greeting around here. Wait, what about Big Sis Baochai? Are you sure it's okay for a Zwabe family bodyguard to be here? I am no longer employed as Miss Baochai's bodyguard. Wait, don't tell me we got you... Everything I did that day, including accompanying you, was under Miss Baochai's orders. As for why she no longer needed my services, I don't understand myself. She suddenly let me go after the trouble was over. Oh my god, my tummy hurt. I hadn't eaten anything all day. I gotta get some chups. I'll be right back. Alright, got chups. Got kettle cooked, salt and pepper. Hold on, gotta get the chip ASMR. This is me being a distracted student in class. I know that we don't get lunch till, like, 4th period or whatever, but... Listen, I'm trying to lose weight, okay, Thunderstorms? Your boy has developed himself somewhat of an avocado belly. I don't move around too much, so I need to minimize the amount of calories I'm putting in. So, what's there for you to teach me, big bro? Your last lesson plan about not making things awkward got vetoed by Zilu, so... You could have taught me a thing or two if we were still kids, but come on, you spent most of your time stuck in Yi Hongyuan before leaving Hongyuan. I don't know what you could possibly have to teach me. Don't you worry, Izuchun. This is the one thing I think I'm pretty good at. My lesson for Izuchun and Sinclair is... in clear, neat handwriting, Hong Lu wrote, "Surviving Hong Yuan" on the chalkboard. Oh well, I don't think I need any help in that department from you. Look, I know you've had your share of assassination attempts, big bro, but Jiamu, I mean the previous hierarch and the Elder's favors, sheltered you from the worst of it. She's not wrong. Back when we had to fight our way through a bunch of sweepers, weren't you also one of the handful who got assassinated? Oh, that? I was wandering the hallways because I felt like something was off about my room. Till Dante told us to all go back to our rooms, of course. Well, wait, it was my fault? You do have some intuition, I'll give you that. Looks like I'm gonna have to prove myself. Dayu, would you mind preparing the thing? You have my utmost faith, but please do practice caution. Sometime later, Lin Dayu appeared with 4 bowls splishing with tea before sprinkling some powder into one of them. What's that? That's powdered wolfsbane. I see where this is going. You're gonna teach me how to tell which of these bowls contains poison, right? You can stop now. I learned to recognize infamous poison like wolfsbane when I was 7. If it was something as tame as you were suggesting, venerable hierarch, I would not have been here to accompany him. Lin Dayu continued her process, sprinkling wolfsbane powder into 2 more bowls. Hong Lu, who was watching that with an oddly contented expression, closed his eyes. Please mix them up, Dayu. Okay, wait, what? We stared in confusion, but we could hardly tell what was going on with the speed at which Lin Dayu swapped around the bowls. When we looked back at Hong Lu, there were 3 silver spoons in his hand. Those silver spoons were custom made at Dagon Yuan's request. A must-have item for children of the 4 great houses. They can detect non-sulfuric poison as well. Yeah, I know. They're actually... Actually what? It's nothing. In Hong Yuan, where we are beset by threats of assassination from all directions, knowledge alone isn't enough to save you. What the heck are you... But Hong Lu opened his eyes before Jia Zuchun can finish her sentence. Then he then throws a silver spoon in the hands, like throwing pins at the 3 of the bowls. And immediately chugs the 4th bowl, which he hadn't thrown a spoon at. Holy crap, are you insane? You barely even checked them for... Jiran's new tea is always delicious, even when cooled. 3 silver spoons Hong Lu had cast earlier were slowly melting away after becoming tarnished black. Is wolfsbane poison supposed to melt through metal? People like to be thorough with their poisons in Dagon Yuan. Since everyone's been trained for immunity since childhood, you have to make a mixture of various poisons to have a real effect. Fine, I don't even want to argue. What's your secret? I want to know too, do they sound different or something? I just went with my hunch. Just a hunch! How are we supposed to learn that? We're not Heathcliff, you know. You'll get the hang of it after a few tries. I'll help you out. Shall we begin with 2 bowls? Oh. It's just, okay. Nice. Gut feeling. I see. When you say you just avoided whatever felt wrong with a hunch, you were reflexively identifying the threat by reading the room and connecting to your intuitive experiences. Aha! So you were using Miss Dayu's anxious breathing to clue you in. So this is how you managed to survive so long. Listen carefully, Zichun. I know that the adepts of each Heisha will come to your aid with the flick of your wrist. And I know that your residence... oh god, that's a word. Nuanzhongwu will be engineered by the best craftsmen to become a safe fortress stocked to the brim with all kinds of useful boluses to protect your life. Even still, there will come a day when you start to feel this creeping sensation whose origin you can't identify. And when it does, I hope you won't brush off that sensation as nothing. Still no excuse to starve, which honestly I can't be talking. I've been eating nothing but sandwiches after I moved out. Listen, I promise you, I'm going to eat after this, okay? Right? I am going to make something, like, I'm making a dip called murahamura that also works on a spread for sandwiches. And I've got that. It's like a roasted red pepper dip. I'm making it with that, arugula, heirloom tomato, and prosciutto, and mozzarella. It's going to be delicious. I got it for sourdough as well. The chips are to tide my tummy. You're worrying over nothing. Jia Zichun whipped away from Honglu as if to express dissatisfaction, but her softened expression told me that she was glad to see him worried. We're growing every day. Every 6 days you will be subject to midterms prepared by the board of directors Jia Wanshun. A palanquin has been prepared to take you to the exam sites, and only by passing the tests may Jia Zichun retain her status as the family hierarch. My lady. Oh, don't worry yourself over much, Master Wei. You sound like you're at a funeral. She will pass these tests with ease as long as she's been diligently taking her classes. No, it's... I simply hope I can survive until she returns. Seemed that Wei's rather funeral voice wasn't out of concern for Zichun. Wei, are you sure you're okay? Can't escape them, even in dreams. The unfinished bundles of paperwork, cascading over me like a storm, burying me. That's what overdue assignment looks like. Steel yourself, for that was no dream at all. In fact, never have I once seen paperwork trained in the arts of airwalking until now. I must be severely sleep deprived. Looks like we're not the only ones going through the ringer. Okay. Okay. So this is where, like, the big part comes in. Hey, you're one of the she-boys. We finally meet. I'd hoped to fight you in the family hierarch war. If you'd run into me then. Isn't that supposed to be a sparring match? Why does it sound like you have a personal grudge against me? Oh, it's nothing. Nothing at all. Why in the world would I ever hold a grudge against you? The results of the family hierarch war couldn't be any clearer, and everyone even remotely connected to the mess has all been dragged away and put under investigation. And hey, guess what? They dragged away half of my family, which means more room for me. I should really thank you, right? Honestly, why don't you just declare a war against the Shi family at this point? Wouldn't that be much easier? War is not easy. It never is. What are you on about all of a sudden? It's not something we should be taking so lightly about, even as a joke. Your family was arrested because they are under investigation for treason against the Dagwan Yuan. If they're innocent, I'm sure they'll be released soon enough. I know it's pretty much a given that they'll all be ruled as guilty, regardless of what really happened. You know, I can't even pay them a visit because you've hidden their cells all over Hongyuan. They're not hidden. All holding cells within Hongyuan have always been designed to move around in very short intervals. You know, that does seem like the kind of design that would lead people to make some unfortunate assumptions, though I'm sure the initial purpose was to prevent escapes. I recently gained a better understanding of Hongyuan's structure, so I'm planning to change our policies so that prisoners still on trial are allowed to have fixed locations. Really? Where'd you... I was lucky enough to take a few excellent classes recently. Managed to reflect upon myself too. Huh. You did change a little. Still, you better not expect me to go easy on you. I've got my own things to take care of. Good. Come on, let's do this. Many of the illustrious fixers of the past have said that naught but disparagement awaits unjust victories. Yeah! Girl boss pose! Ooh. How's it gonna go? Oh, it's all fixed. Wait, these are using... Are these using the frickin' Ishmael ones? Oh, hell yeah! Dominating! I built my Zichun proper. This, you know what, the game's evolving so much in its win rating for me. I love it when the game win rates for you. I know that's her regular skills, it looks like that. It looks like the art for Ishmael's skills. Damage up, damage up, damage up. Got him. Oh, it's whoever staggers first. Good for you. You won. Now stop giving me that look and get out of here. You lost most of your clan during the family hierarch war, didn't you? Yeah? So what? You calling me a penniless loser? Yeah. You little... And I'm sure that's what I look like to you, too. I don't want your sorry. Every clan member who died in the evaluation to have died for nothing. If I show weakness, that means I'm making everyone who participated in the evaluation look weak. And I'm going to win. And I'm going to win without the fertile soil my predecessors have left behind, because their legacy was unjustly nourished by the blood and tears of Hong Yuan itself. Shi Huazhen, you are tenacious, determined, and strong of will. That must be why everyone stood by you, down to the last man. You knew my name, ma'am? Finally, somebody knows this fucker's name! Fucking finally! Look at that. Yeah, the rupture count for her is fucking like 21. Jesus Christ. I do. So what do you think? Want to make them sing your name in glory for the remaining history of Hong Yuan? Hell yeah. She making twins. Yay. Let's see. Let's combine Faust, Hong Lu, just to get some of that stuff. Heard you managed to come out top on your first sparring match. Congrats. Thanks. I gotta admit, your classes are definitely coming in handy. I like your attitude. Well, shall we take a look at what I prepared for you today? Teaching me about exploring, huh? It's going to be an indoors class? Yep, exploring. Where should I begin? It's a very big subject. Free soloing to the top of the highest building in Hong Yuan. Surviving 10 days in Hong Yuan backstreets with only 3 items. I had plenty of ideas, but most of them got denied. And rightly so. And that's when I realized that exploring isn't always limited to adventures in the physical space. So I'm just here to fill in, since this game needs a certain number of players, but... Really? Can you call this tabletop game an No! No, they're not! Yet, in games of make-believe, any simulacra can be made as real as... what a move. Oh, nice, I'm gonna roll for damage. They're playing D&D?! What?! What?! Are you... Are you shitting me right now?! They're literally me! Oh my god, it's the greatest event ever. It's the greatest... No, this is the greatest story piece ever. This is better than anything. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, I need too much chips. Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys, you know what this means. We could play the PM TTRPG. We could play a TTRPG in the PM TTRPG. Holy shit. Young Ishmael. Thou hast absolutely pummeled the Gorgon beast with thy fireball spell, rendering it most crispy. It was a formidable foe. That was wonderfully executed, Miss Ishmael. Huh, really? Well then, as for my next move... And that's how you came up with this. Played a few other games, but this is new for me too. I'm still pretty new in general, I guess. This is called Jianghu Journeys, or J and J. It's a popular game among Hong Yuan's youths. It's gotten generally positive reviews too. What Ishmael so proudly presented before everyone appeared to be a board game with numerous cards and minifigures. Okay. What do these huge piles of papers have to do with exploration? Rule number 1. The most experienced player among those gathered becomes the JM. The JM? Yeah, the Journey Master. The Journey Master designs the story around the player's choices, sets the stage for what happens next, and generally helps guide the explorers to safely arrive at their goals. That's why the most experienced player takes that role, which would be me. Whiz straight. It's literally D&D. Oh my god! It's 1-to-fucking-1! Each character seems to have these things called stats. Looks like we just have to pick from a set of pre-made characters for this one. So I'm supposed to be playing this character's role? Sinclair and Jiazichun pick up their cards with confusion clear in their eyes. You arrive at the great city of Yanyun, a place known to be the gathering hub for all kinds of influential people. You travel here in search of a legendary treasure called, the Tianya Sword. The city of Yanyun. Huh. Cool. So why are we looking for that sword again? Whew. It's because, so there's a legend in Yanyun about how the sword of Tianya Sword is... This Tianya Sword is the only way to quell the chaos of these lands and bring peace to its people. And also about having that sword is proof that the true leader of these lands, and so on forth, you know. Ishmael was stuttering and stammering through the introduction without her usual confidence. I see. The city of Yanyun must be in a lot of trouble too. Seemingly affected by the oddly familiar setting of the story, Jiazichun nodded solemnly without noticing Ishmael stumbling through the introduction. Well, you know how it is. The point is, you guys need to go find that sword. Then I will claim the Tianya Sword no matter what it costs me. Jiazichun nods with determination. Yeah! That's awesome! Work with Sinclair to come up with a creative solution to all kinds of trials we face in an adventure. Yippee! She has taken on the curse of the Forever JM. Once you DM once, it does not stop. It never stops. From the rumors you've gathered, it seems that the Kazan Keep might have heard of the whereabouts of that sword. What will you do? I walk up to the Kazan Keep, chat him up, and try to gain his trust. Are you sure? Remember, your whiz is extremely low right now, which means that you'll find it hard to form even the simplest sentences. What if I found a different way to gain the Kazan Keep's trust that doesn't involve sweet-talking him? I do have a pretty high strength stat, which could give me access to certain alternative methods of persuasion that doesn't require skill in speechcraft. Hold on. I'll try to convince the Kazan Keep. I think I've got a decent chance at this. My whiz is pretty high. And you pass the check. The Kazan Keep looks at you, having lowered his guard. Oh, not you, Sinclair. He's still pretty wary of you. Okay, then. I guess I'll just stand in the corner over there, unsheath my weapon, and play around with it for a bit. That's what he expects me to do anyway, isn't it? You're just role-playing Heathcliff now, aren't you? The Kazan Keep shares some information about the sword he heard. He explains that the party should seek northwest toward Yinzi Mountain. But, what's this? Tears begin to well in the Kazan Keep's eyes as he can continue to explain. Apparently, patrolling guard beat his son pretty badly, just for loitering around the guard. The wound is pretty severe, so he needs medicine, but he can't seem to find any. Oh no. It's too bad, but we've got a job to do. Since we have what we came here for, we leave the Kazan. Well, they say that jams aren't supposed to interfere with player choices, but let's be honest. I would have made the same choice. You can't stop and help out every little side quest when there's a whole adventure to go through. No, we're not leaving. I'm gonna get him that medicine. What? After a few turns of various trials and tribulations for Sinclair, the Kazan Keep's son, who fortunately was able to recover, hears your story and hesitantly shares what he knows. You realize that he's talking about the Fairy Yao Guai, guardian of the Tianya Sword. He explains that the Fairy Yao Guai power grows under bright moonlight. Hold on, isn't it full moon right now? Then we should wait till the sky's overcast. Hearing that, the innkeep's son takes a quick look at the clouds, then tells you that it might be raining in about a week. Glad we helped him out. Whew, okay, let's make sure we're prepared before we go. Oh, yes. Yes! That's literally what it feels like sometimes. You're gonna have to roll a 15 or higher to hit. I know, I'm focused. Hey, I rolled a 16! With a final singular strike from Jia Zichun, the fairy Yao Guai finally falls to the ground, defeated. Yes, the Tianya sword is ours! Excited, the party runs up to the sword embedded deep into the earth and grabs enthusiastically upon the hilt. With this we can... However, the defeated fairy Yao Guai, whom the party assumed was dead, suddenly jumps to its feet and lunges at Jia Zichun, who pulled the sword from the ground. No! I quickly get between Zichun and the monster. But if that crits, it's gonna be pretty deadly. Even for you. Let's see if you can make the evasion save. 1, and another 1. Nope, that's a critical fail. It's okay. Sinclair falls to the ground, bleeding profusely from the gaping wound. The Yao Guai lies still as well, the final vestiges of its strength completely spent. Sinclair! Go. Go on without me. Take the sword, and go down to the village. Become the leader they need. That sword is yours as your proof. No, this sword wouldn't mean anything without my adventuring buddy. I'm going to bandage Sinclair up and carry him back. I won't leave him behind and descend the mountain all on my own. Wait, if that's your choice, then... yeah, if the bleeding stops as soon as you wrap him up. He's just that sturdy, you know? That strike would have killed pretty much anyone, but you know how healthy he is. On your feet, Sinclair. I'm getting out of here together. Grab onto my shoulder. That's it, step by step. Zichun, look over there. Everyone who helped us and saved on our journey just come out to welcome us home. You're right. If it weren't for you, Sinclair, I never would have stopped and talked to every single villager there to hear their troubles. That sword was only a symbol all along. All of our efforts and the experiences we gained in our journey for the sword were what taught me how to be a good a good leader, not the sword itself. You're right. The real success of this adventure was everyone's efforts along the way. I feel like the game overtook the class at some point along the way. I love it. I love it regardless. They played D&D. Yippee. Alright, what are the good combos? We need some morale boost. More morale. Alright, we're just boosting at this point. Judgment. Okay. Master. I'm a master at it. Alright, let's see what Mersault is going to teach us. In regards to everyday activity, involvement in unnecessary emotions and personal judgment is to be wasteful. Like, I feel like that he would be good teaching material, you know? It just makes sense. I'm gonna need you to elaborate on that. Then I will share an excerpt from Sinclair's exchange with the manager 32 days ago. Begin quote. 30... Of course he remembers it. What? Excuse me, Dante. They brought that face back. I love seeing disturbed Mersault. I love seeing him. Excuse me, Dante. I'm sorry I have to ask you this, but most of us are fatally wounded, so can you please turn the clock just one more time? End quote. Unnecessary interjections weighed down your request. Wow, that's pretty bad. Did Did I really stutter that badly? It is a waste of time to involve emotions when delivering unfavorable news. The same message could have been delivered with merely 2 words. We failed. Let us commence field practice. Do not ask me a single question for the next 5 minutes. Huh? Well, okay, sure. Seems easy enough. Are you okay? Mersault, are you okay? His eyes snapped open. Task failed. 5 minutes have not passed. Jesus! You're cheating! This reminds me of the incident Sinclair had so desperately wished to hide. What? The what? Who wished to what? Despite your belief that no one would ever find out your secret, there was one person who got to the bottom of the incident. What is the incident? What are your crimes in 1992? He doesn't learn. He doesn't fucking learn. Failed again. Nine, 2, 5. Good shit. Ooh. I really need to improve the Yong. So, let's see. Boom, boom. What's our best Yong sources right now? Not really much. Also need to improve the G. Alright. Worked with Sinclair to come up with creative solutions. Almost everything needs improvement right now. Their morale is just okay right now. Oh, fuck yeah. Almost a day 12. Then and there. Actually, you know what? No. I like this. We're boosting her. Attention! Today's lesson will cover intelligence acquisition. In other words, men, you will learn how to gain information from people. Hey, I'm pretty good at that. You just have to turn them to your side by being generous with my spending, by getting a good example as a superior. They'll eventually open up. Foolishness. The event, if fun, though. Oh, what up, Pipe Vanta Black Game Girl? You looked up. No, I'm not spoiling myself to the combos. No, actually, you know what, KT1T, I highly agree. But the thing is, with events and stuff like this is a huge shift to the dynamic, and I think it's them experimenting. It's really them experimenting a lot what they can do with this game, because it's a very basic premise, and I think that they need to do some more shit like this. Foolishness. Huh? That is among the worst strategies I've ever had the displeasure of hearing. Do you not see how wasteful it is to spend the limited military budget? How wasteful it is to spend so much precious time trying to butter them over? The most efficient means of obtaining intelligence is torture. Torture? Shut up, Sinclair. Ha! I'd say that's the worst strategy I've ever had the displeasure of hearing. I'd rather not waste my clan's strength on something so utterly useless like that. Besides, if you end up accidentally killing them... Foolishness? Foolishness. Jeez, can you stop saying that word? How simplistic and disappointing. Your imagination falls short. If that is all you can think of whenever you hear the word torture, then this unit... this isn't exactly a military unit. Then, this Hong Yuan may indeed be beyond your ability to lead. Well, I'm waiting. Get on to the lesson. Be fair to Sinclair. The entirety of Canso is true. The mention of Hong Yuan seemed to put Zichun in a thoughtful mood, as she stopped arguing and began focusing on class. The most effective method of torture isn't physical. Things like waterboarding, electrocution are all inferior. Today, you will learn the torture of language. With this method, you will always find the answer you want. Use speechcraft to entrap their mind. Slowly constrict around them. And let them take brief sighs of relief every time they give you an answer. That, cadets, is what you will be learning today. To your positions, cadets! Had a so-so result on learning more intel from target. Oh, uh-oh. Took command of the class. Okay. Explode. Oh, she's learning more. Huh. Interesting. Alright, time for a midterm. Thought maintenance was going on. I was reading the timer wrong. I guess not. So, I hear you defeated Shi Huazhen. You would do best not to let that get to your head. He has always been our family's greatest shame. Hey, watch yourself. Haven't you learned not to underestimate the family underdogs? What? Oh, you don't know? See, I managed to talk to Shi Huazhen into, you know... What? No, it can't be. He cannot have spilled the beans on my parents. Ha! My men are already on their way. But how did you know it was Block 32? I barely managed to get them a hiding spot there. Oh, so it's Block 32. Did you just... I did. Huh, that was way easier than it was during class. I've heard stories about how you've changed. I didn't know you had changed into such a heartless woman. Say something, damn it. Don't just stand there completely expressionless and... Oh, I see. You won't be shaken up by silly little things like this, is that it? That may befit the seat of the hierarch. However, a leader who responds with silence to their inferiors, a leader who considers them only disposable tools, is bound to rot. I, Shi Xijing, refuse to let someone so unqualified such as yourself retain power. I did not check her skills in passive. I did not. I can check it now, though. Okay. Skill 1. Oh, now I get bleed. The inner self. Bajiao banana bolus. What the fuck? Oh, I just have... Oh. Oh, immediately going in. Now, wait, she's inflicting burn now? Wait, where does the burn come from? What the fuck? She's literally everything. She's a rainbow unit. What? What the fuck was that image? Was that the coaching? Oh my god, it is. It's the coaching from, like, the masters she's learned from. Oh my god, that's awesome. I love this. Rupture noise. Honestly true. So true. Nope. Fuck your coins. Fuck your coins. Fuck your coins. Her skills are martial art and she's learning the... Oh, I get it. Damn it. I was so close. Did you ever really take the time to think about what might happen if Big Sister Yuan Chun actually gained control of Hong Yuan? Sure, it's going to be all buddy-buddy at first. She's going to acknowledge the authority of the board of directors, butter you up, and compensate you for your efforts. But soon you're going to see people from other nests coming in here and taking up administrative positions under the guise of advisors. And it's the small families and clans that are going to suffer first. And when that time comes, I bet you'll be saying the same thing then. I was so close. It's going to be a while before other members of your family are let go. You know this already. They committed treason, thinking they were piggybacking off of Big Sister Yuan Chun's forces, when in reality she had already discarded them before it even began. She made sure that nothing about this treason is going to stick to her. Mother. Father. Now, let's think about this carefully, about Jia Yuan Chun's vision for Dagwan Yuan. Will it be more H Corp or Q Corp? I see the point you are making. But you've not given us any reason to trust you either. What guarantee do I have that you won't just toss us aside when we're no longer useful? So about that hiding place where you put your parents, you just accidentally let slip. I'd known their whereabouts for a while, actually. My Heisho had identified their location long ago. But I didn't do anything because there wasn't any evidence that pointed to your parents' involvement. Is that true? Just how low is your opinion of the hierarch? Big Sister Yuan Chun made a big show of her own influence at the assembly, but I still have a tight control over the Heisho of the family hierarch. But I thought you were arresting every member of the Shi family without even questioning them. What was that? What was it again? That leaders must take good care of those who are in the same boat as them? Why would any hierarch go around arresting innocent people of H Corp left and right, unnecessarily making more enemies for themselves? I sure don't plan on doing that. Progress! Learning! Education is great. Wait. What? Taking care of children? You're bullshitting me right now. That is no shot. TKTW and TDWK. Teaching kids to deal with kids, she says. Looks like your manager's not the only one who needs a translator. I would have liked to teach a particularly bloody art class, but that AL black hair discarded my lesson plan. Yeah, no, I don't think your lesson plan would have flown even if Zilu wasn't there, artless or otherwise. In today's class, I'll sync if you're a UA. What? But I'll SCAN you if you're a UC. I'll snap your neck completely if you're an unruly adult. But I'll soothe, coax, and nurture you if you're an unruly child. Did you guys rehearse this or something? Am I getting pranked right now? No, not at all. Just listen carefully, evaluate the context, and there you have it. What context? What context was I supposed to evaluate? Let the art do the talking. MTL, kids. Ah, yeah, much to learn. Class is about to begin. Bring the class material, attendant. Yes. Upon the venerable family hierarch's orders, I have brought a child from the Wang family. Why, Jiren? No, wait, what? You brought who from a what family upon whose orders? Too many travel restrictions here, so I borrow the rich kid's attendant. You've been bringing her along to get you places, huh? No, I mean, what do you mean you brought that kid on my orders? Just little dumbass. What is that? Do not lecture me with that $30 haircut right there. No, there's no shot. There's no fucking shot you're gonna bring in a fucking child to this lecture with a dumbass haircut like the fucking light curtains. Ryoshu snuffed out her cigarette, opened the window to clear out the smoke, dusted off her clothing a few times, and only then brought the child to the elevated platform in front of the class. Kid's kinda trembling and anxious looking. I extend my greetings to... Oh, no, that's not child voice. I extend my greetings to the venerable Highwalk. He's got a gap in his teeth. I feel like he would have a lisp. That kid's scared out of his mind. Memories of childhood are important. They're the experiences that shape your future. Observe and learn. What's up with you acting all serious all of a sudden? Though I do agree that childhood memories are important. My memories with Big Brother Bao Yu are what... Anyways, moving on, you heard nothing. The point is, I think becoming approachable to kids here might help prevent a lot of potential future conflicts. But you've got your work cut out for you. Children of Dagwan Yuan are extremely wary of anyone who's not their immediate family. Even worse, you pretty much tricked that kid here using my name. He must be terrified. And I imagine his parents must have given him a whole lot of warnings, too. I'll give you a demonstration. Behold. Yes! I love her momming. I love her momming. I love the fact that she is momming right now. Girl boss. This is what Ryoshu was always meant to be. Wow, he's really taken a liking to her. Yeah, he wouldn't stop crying when we tried to get him to calm down. Besides, how's she even doing that with her hands? Not even a massive martial arts move like that. Ryoshu was practically giving him no time for any other distractions or even a moment to cry. She was taking care of that kid almost effortlessly. She was employing all kinds of tactics, including but not limited to ventriloquism, Kongju, a traditional Hong Yuan toy, fan tricks, sugared fruits, and eventually... Don't pull too hard. The child ended up piggybacking on Ryoshu. The fear he showed earlier was gone without a trace. Never would have imagined Ryoshu would be good at this. Neat. And with the exact same expression as her usual one, Ryoshu was gently caressing the child. Well, to be more exact, she was giving him a gentle pat. But I think I get it. Showering kids with tasty stuff and gifts isn't the best way to go about it. What's important is helping them understand what kind of person I am. Yeah, this kid's really on edge for his age. I'd start to make some progress, but whenever he suspected I was lying or something, he'd immediately go back to being on guard. That's also because he's a Dagon Yuan kid. Kids don't survive this place for long if they're not quick on the uptake. Venerable Highwalk, may I ask you something? Well, asking's free, but I gotta tell you, it's going to depend on what you're about to ask, whether I can help you or not. Wrong move, rookie hierarch. Why saw all that when TWDT? You don't get the immaculacy of succinct abbreviations. Ryoshu grabbed the child's shoulders, brought him before Jia Zichun, then in her usual curtness spoke precisely 2 words to the confused child, and that seemed to do the trick. Speak, kid. Or speak, kid. It's my big sis said that when the family I'm not gonna do that voice to him. I feel like that's mean now. I can finally play tons with friends. But their parents told them to stay inside because it's too dangerous outside. My cousin says you're the biggest and baddest of Hong Yuan, Venerable Hierarch. So I wanted to ask if you can make Dagon Yuan safe. I want to play with my friends. Gotcha. I review your suggestion positively. She says she'll totally make that happen. Sometime later, after Jiren guided the child out of the classroom, I found Jia Zichun whispering something to herself. You got a lot on your plate, huh? Dealing with restructuring days is just one of them. I was going to try and improve the safety of this place anyways, whether he asked me to or not. Safe enough for a kid like that to run around the market all on his own. A place where he doesn't have to be afraid to go outside. Let's see, how's everybody doing? Alright, pass is improved. Let's see, you need more of that. More of that. More of that. Oh, they're not doing all right. They need more morale. They need more morale. Alright, let's do it again. You know something? Everyone communicates with their eyes, even before they talk. So, you better pay attention to what their eyes are saying. Great. That's really great, but I don't know, it just kind of feels like an oddly specific subject to be talking about. Especially when we're sitting around a gambling table. Sinclair, given the time limit, this just happened to be the fastest and clearest method of demonstrating and training your abilities to control your emotions. I swear, I had no other ulterior motive. I was practically forced to do this. Wait, stop glaring at us like that and join us at the table. I am only briefly visiting my lady to pick up some paperwork, as there is still much work to be done. I'll be leaving in no time. Come on, guy, you know this game needs 4 players. I refuse your invitation. I must say it's ridiculous of you to force my lady to partake in such a base activity. And what audacity to invite me as well. Oh, you know you want to gamble. Oh, so you think you don't have a chance, huh? Wow, and I thought you would at least be better than me at this game. Fine, I get it. Don't play a game where you have a snowball's chance in hell of winning. It's a good philosophy, I subscribe to it. Do you seriously think your shallow, obvious attempts at goading me into playing this game will work? Huh? Huh? What? Sorry, Scrub says... Of course it worked! So, Wei joined the table. Alrighty, the lesson's pretty straightforward. Yes, just call him Chicken. Call him Chicken next. You 3 will work together to ensure that I don't win this game. In other words, make sure I'm not #1 by the end of it. Well, that seems easy enough. But be warned, I have this special power to read into your minds without hearing even a word out of your mouths. Let me give you a demonstration. Let's see, Sinclair, I can see the corners of your lips twitching while your eyes are suspiciously wandering over there. You're looking to form a pang, aren't you? And Zichun, you... And you want this dong tile I've got. Now I know to never, ever discard this tile. How'd you know? Honestly, I thought it would have been tougher for us to not know. You can let yourself be anxious, sure, but don't ever let it peek through. The moment someone smells your weakness, they're gonna eat you right up. And Wei, you... Using the glint of your glasses to hide your eyes, huh? Whew, this isn't gonna be easy. Your greatest mistake tonight was allowing me to a seat at this table. I already know you know the ready hand you've got there. Oh, you do? Not bad. But you're just as much of an open book, my guy. You just need that one Zhong tile, don't ya? Sorry, not sorry. You're not getting that tile because it's not there. Gong. I see. You called Gong Meld so you can claim the Zhong, so which was the rearmost tile, didn't you? Oh yeah, this is aura farming at its finest. Aura farming at its fucking finest. Does that by any chance imply that you somehow know the location of every single tile in the game? Nah, no way. I just have a 6th sense for bad vibes. Very well. Never once did I think I would ever step back into this dark world of shadows, but are you telling me that Wei had a gambling problem? This fucking guy had a gambling problem? Very well, then I'll be setting this Hua aside, and... Whew, I'm impressed. They're way too intense, I can hardly get involved. Guys, isn't this supposed to be a class for us? Shh, my lady. The importance of this moment could not be overstated. I see, swapped out your ready hand, didn't ya? What do you think? 3 Hua tiles in a row, huh? I see you've got some innate luck too. Very well then, I'll have to wager it all on this wand suit. Whew. I won. Hoo hoo hoo. That's a King Yaoju hand. Your downfall was written the moment you forced me to card Zhong. Aw, darn. I lost that, huh? Well played. Did you see that, my lady? Did you? He's got a gambling problem. I apologize for that vulgar display, my lady. I will bring some tea. Wei, victorious, stumbles out of the room with his shoulders slumped. Teach the kids gambling. Teach the kid gambling. Gamble, kids, gamble. Let's see, more from you. Okay. Do it again. Took the class. Easy peasy. Keep the morale up. Ooh, nice. Get that. Get that. And get that. Learn new combos. No new combos. More gambling. And we're already at this one again. Midterm. Hi, Benui. Welcome. I heard from Big Bro that you sent your coins to Big Brother Q. Every hand, once in circulation, goes round and round until it eventually returns to their owners. I also heard that some of the Wong family helped with removing foreign powers from here. Why? I only wanted to prevent this place from getting robbed blind. I live here, you know. This is where my wealth lies. Well then, can I ask for your public support? Oh, I applaud your audacity in thinking someone who just gave you the moon should be asked for the stars as well. Everyone and their mother knows whose hands the true political power of Hong Yuan lies with right now. With that in mind, let's say I do announce my public support for you. I'm not going to have a voice to speak with by the time the powers that be are done with me. Look, if Big Sis Yuan Chun genuinely believes that I'm not fit to be the family hierarch, then I'll happily remove myself from power. But she's affiliated with Q Corp. Do you seriously believe that she has Hong Yuan's best interest at heart with all those conspiracies she's been weaving under the surface? All those business deals and clearly skewed policies? I do not. But if you're going to present yourself as the alternative, then you have to be someone concrete enough to rely on. Let me just say that about half of the board of directors' votes may as well be considered abstaining votes. They're keeping their silence because they're afraid of Jia Yuan Chun's retaliation. So, your remaining task is to convert those silent votes in your favor. Oh, not shaken by that at all, huh? Thought you'd get lost wandering look in your eyes. Okay, I guess I'll have to work on my poker face. No, most people would have failed to pick that up. You've certainly changed since the evaluation. Your growth shows a lot of promise. Maybe that's why he handed his coins over to you. Well, I guess that's not the only thing he handed over to you, I suppose. Hong Yuan's tomorrow. Anyway, I should probably do as I'm told for now, My cousin will be your opponent today. I won't accept you as my hierarch just yet. Fight me and prove that you're at least better than I am. Only then I'll accept you. Anyways, as I said earlier, we're nearing that genocide on June 985. It's, as of the story, the first month of the year 985. What are you talking about? More rupture. Jesus Christ. Third form. Oh, they're more martial arts. Yeah. Easy. This is not I understand why it's an event, like the shape, like at least the combat part of it is. They focused all their time, money, and resources into making the fucking school simulator. Not gonna be good on me, guy. Germa 980. God damn it. I can't believe there's a fucking Germa reference in my fucking thing. Alright? In my fucking stream. How dare you? Owie. You did get a new pass from Result because you mastered him. Oh, so I gain passes from people that I master. Okay, that makes sense. I was about to say. I like this. Even though even though it's like scripted, I still like this. What? Do you have something to say to my face? Yeah, don't give my little brother your crap. Your little brother? You know who I'm talking about. Do you have any idea of the mess you left behind when you yoinked that kid away? That buzzcut kid was her little brother. You can barely even hold on to your seat, but you're about to lose soon anyway. And you have the gall to give him false hope? I know it's all just politics to you, but kids really believe you, you know? I heard from the kid that you seemed relieved upon hearing what I said. Told me you were happy for once to hear that he had a fun time after being barred from playing with his friends with how things are in Hong Yuan. Shut up! Besides, it's not all just hot air. What? I wasn't making an empty promise when I said I will change Hong Yuan to be a place where everyone can live without fear. And for that, I'm going to protect my seat of power. No matter what it takes. You'll fail. Not with you on my side. We all know what Big Sister Yuan Chun's Hong Yuan looks like. It'll be exactly the same in essence and what will be the same for the foreseeable future. Tell me, are you okay with handing over that same burden we've carried all our lives to you, your little siblings? How dare you, Bunue? You brought Germa into this chat. No, of course not. Wang Qingshuan left in a hurry, but that look in her eyes told me that there was a conflict brewing in her. All right, back to the dating sim, or it's not a dating sim. It's a grow a higher arc. What's he going to teach? I need to know. I must know. I shrimply must. Is that fucking Amy Rose's hammer? Right, lads, listen up. This ain't gonna be like them boring old classes you've been sitting through. You've got to leave the desk behind once in a while and learn some real life lessons, yeah? Right, so here's the deal. You want to break the morale before the brawl even begins. Brawl? Learn this by heart and you'll be kicking those twats' arse left, right, and center. That's not exactly what I'm looking for. So Heathcliff, I've got to ask this question. Something about your club seems different today. Looks a lot more colorful, too. Bollocks, lad catches on quick. That way bloke said something about how swinging around a real club might come off as too threatening and confiscated it. That high-tech weapon cries boop, and when it hits me... Oi, don't you underestimate because I'm holding a different bludgeon. Let's get on with it. Straighten your shoulders, eyes wide open, let's get cracking. With that, Heathcliff triumphantly raised his newfound weapon toward the sky and made a small boop noise. Gain an understanding on how to break the morale. Yes. Alright, Master Don Quixote. Class Be Passionate and Dream On. Fix Your Tails leveled up to Master. And that should give me a skill, right? Yeah. Yeah. More Heathcliff. I need no, yeah, I need more Heathcliff. Give me Gregor as well. Awesome. Learn POW torture technique. Oh my god. Wait, what? This fucking guy? What? What the fuck are you doing here? What? This class. I need to know. What are we gonna learn from an alcoholic? You can honestly, you can learn a lot from an alcoholic. Hello, blanket blob on the internet. I'll click on her afterwards. After an uncharacteristic pause, Zilu continued. We'll be taught by a guest lecturer who's been invited for your tutelage. A guest lecturer? But I wasn't informed of this. Where are they? I don't know. Maybe they're lost? A little bird told me that the venerable hierarch will gift me a bottle of top-notch cloudy wine straight from the Dongguan Yan's brewer. Whee! Is there any truth to that, folks? That guy. Just stopping by to see if I can leech some liquor at this party. Hong Yuan's an awfully miserly place, but you'd spare a shot of liquor for this poor old drifter, won't you? Well, you're clearly not just any poor old drifter. Are you guys acquainted? He ambushed us in our room after the first round of the Family Hierarch War was over. He what? Family Hierarch War has been over for a while, and everyone in Hong Yuan knows who the winner is. How dares a mongrel like you, who only knows how to mooch off other families, set foot in here? Looks like I'm going to have to give my clan a stern talking to. How could they let slip a drunk assassin like... I see that our youthful hierarch is plenty suspicious. I have been a guest in many places, but please, I am no moocher. Put your worries to rest. Yeah, it's old man Kamui. Hold on, is he up right now? Is he up right now? He's got to be up. Oh yeah, he's up. I have met him now. I'm only a drunkard who enjoys a cool swig of liquor with scenic landscapes as my bar. The sky is my ceiling and the dirt is my bed. The man who had introduced himself as the night drifter of the Drunken Palm leaped down, landing with dexterity that betrayed the rags he wore as clothing, and terrible stench of liquor emanating from him. Is he seriously? Bad news, Misty Chun. Apparently Jia Yuan Chun's bestowed upon you a new master. Huh? Big Sister Yuan Chun? She also wanted us to deliver the message that she was sending a master because and I quote, I feel a deep sense of trepidation and pity for my dearest little sister, the neophyte hierarch, who must be struggling left and right without a proper master. Wow, I am beside myself with gratitude. So that's supposed to be, that's the supposed teacher? This mystery guy with a mysterious allegiance who might stab us in the back at any time? As you said, the Family Hierarch War is over. And even mongrels of Hong Yuan... This guy seems... familiar. Gilgamesh? Is that you? Even the mongrels of Hong Yuan know who has legitimacy here. The incident during the contest was nothing more than business, a job to take care of in return for what compensation they gave me. I hope you don't carry that grudge in your heart. I'm sure you didn't harm your rivals in the Family Hierarch War out of personal vendetta, did you? Sometimes business is just business. I killed young Master Baoyu, for they promised to pay off my bar tab. And I'm here to give the hierarch a lesson, for they promised to pay off my future tabs. There's nothing to be gained by taking your anger out on a gig worker living hand to mouth like myself, don't you think? I'll advise that the optics and the consequences of rejecting a master sent to us by Jia Yuan-chun herself is not going to look too good. I know, and it's only going to make me look worse, and I'd rather not give Big Sister Yuan-chun more ammunition to take me down. And you there. We'll have eyes tracking your every move, so don't do anything that might ruse unnecessary suspicion. Whee! Ain't that a treat? I can hardly taste the wine before such hostility. Despite Saud's dead serious warning, the Night Drifter's response was only a hearty chortle. Before I begin the lesson, I'd like to get an idea of where my to-be pupils are. Now give me a demonstration, if you will. Swing away. That's enough. But I was just getting started? Your form is flawed and your breathing is hollow. Need I see more? Flawed forms often invite flawed hearts. In other words, your martial arts prowess is amateurish. What the heck, is this guy serious? I've never had a single master who had anything bad to say about my form. Your arms are straight. The legs supporting your stance are solid and sturdy. Indeed, most masters would not bother themselves to find a fault there. Where'd you get that pitch using? Oh, that picta using? Oh, I got that commissioned by CCYB, Bunui. Cost me somewhat of a pretty penny, but yeah, I got my own little Limbus guy. But let me pose this question. Are you, my venerable pupil, satisfied with martial arts that are made to dispatch unskilled peasants and no more? Huh? There is more to this than raw strength. Now take a swing at me instead. Alright, you asked for it. Jia Zichun takes a powerful swing at the Night Drifter. Your mind outpaces your body. Your intent more transparent than a glass globe. And your edge is dull, for it has very little heart for feints. But he deftly weaves his way between her strikes, which fail to even touch the tip of his ragged cloak. You're far too eager to strike. Focus singularly on your opponent, with force distributed unevenly across your body. So you will fail to cut and gain a little hole as competence. Then the Night Drifter pokes Jia Yuan-chun back with, Jia Zichun's back with a twig. Everyone vying for the seat of the family hierarch has to go through it eventually. The first kill. Some say the earlier, the better. Mine was when I was 13. Not too early, not too late, just right. It's already been a few years since my foolish brother's locked himself in his chamber. Last I heard, he was bedridden for a week after ingesting some poison someone had sent to prank him. I'm not going to live like that dumbass. Try to relax your body, won't you? You have a weapon, yes, but one mustn't singularly focus on the opponent. Do try to reflect upon yourself and relax. Let the unnecessary strength go. Let it flow out of your body. Tensing up as you do will naturally shrink your mind and narrow your vision. Hey, wait, should I send Big Bro a silver spoon or something? It wasn't that bad this time, but what if they give him a way worse poison next time? You know young Master Baoyu won't accept your gift, my lady. I doubt he's even seeking the culprit now. So stupid. Zero interest in anything practical, zero ambition. What a silly, pathetic attitude to have. Just how? But my lady, it wasn't practicality that guided you when you chose to save my life over maintaining your control over the Wu branch. Some seek the state of nada, the non-self. But what they seek is the pack of Ashura, reserved for the likes of blade fiends. You must learn to let go of everything, except for the self. What kind of life is it to live without stepping over others? Let it all go. The gazes, the pressures, all of it. Instead, face yourself, and only yourself. And feel how light it all becomes. After some thought, Zichun's form visibly relaxes. It wasn't just her form that relaxed. Her pursed lips seem to have found peace as well. She's got it. Well then, what should we do about you, my overconfident, proud pupil? Will you maintain your grave and cocky silence? I wasn't being cocky. If my memories haven't failed me yet, you were one of young Master Giabaoyu's underlings, correct? My underling, yeah, however you want to call it, I guess. Sinclair replied with a resigned sigh. Just why do you think it was you, specifically you? Among his 12 underlings were chosen to take this class alongside the young hierarch. Sinclair momentarily flashed a flustered expression, taken off guard by the stranger's sudden pointed question. But he soon regained his composure and replied, well, who else beside me would ever go along with these lesson plans? Don Quixote is going to ditch the classes out of boredom, say it goes to Rodia, and Otis will try to take over the classes. Not to mention what it would be like to have Heathcliff here, and... Such a loquacious list of excuses. Struck a nerve, didn't I? How come you know so little about yourself, even less than what I've already learned about you? What are you talking about? A bird that has failed to break its shell in time will rot within its confines. Still don't understand what you're talking about. Even as he said so, Sinclair's expression seemed more like anxiety than confusion to me. Prepare yourself to flit away before the rain. You won't get another chance should you miss the opportunity. Then the Night Drifter giggled flippantly, then the suddenly serious attitude nowhere to be seen. Been a while since I let myself babble on for this long. I suppose I can credit my foolish pupils for that. Prepare to swing away. He's just chilling. Alright, we need some expertise in that. Oh, what's one for... There gotta be one for Gregor, right? I've already mastered that one. The comedy duo! Yeah! Comedy duo. Peak comedy. How to prepare for war. Okay. How do I look at her stats? Oh, okay. Okay. Third form, fourth form, and fourth form. Rupture. Now she's inflicting fragile. Oh my goodness. Is there anything that gives bind? How the fuck am I gonna get bind? Shared pain. Awesome. Levels, levels, levels. Oh, yes. Oh, I get to fight Shui Pan again. Yippee. I love that. Damn, am I glad I got my head screwed back on. It's a precious sight to watch everyone all freaking out about this child's play. All the missed news I've been hearing since I opened my eyes in the recovery room sound very enticing. I really wish I was there to watch it all. Half the family's getting arrested for treason. The seat of the family hierarch going to some inexperienced kid from the Gia family. Not to mention how my lovely little sister had her engagement called off, and how she's been branded as a traitor to her own blood. All the entertainment in the world seems to have happened during my little nap, don't you think? You didn't even show your face at the regular assembly, so I doubt you have any concern for the future of Hong Yuan. So just what are you doing here? I just thought I'd have some fun. Simple. The guy just likes to fight.
최고의 방책은 전쟁이 일어나지 않게 하는 것.
Trimple fights. Oh, damn.
더 이상 두렵지 않아.
His skill name is literally, oh, damn.
봉황이 날개처럼. 그 해결사의 역경에 비하면
Oh, baby.
지도자라면 동료를 포기하지 않아.
Ooh, install. Is she getting an install?
자, 알고 있는 걸 전부 말해.
Yeah, that's what I like. I'm okay. Holy fuck. 32. Oh, please, can't we kill him? Please, can we please kill him? These chips, I love my salt and pepper chips. Why stop now? Decapitate me like my last death. Or stab me in the heart, cut my limbs to ribbons. Listen, this duel's just a spar, okay? We don't have to kill each other for this to end. Ha! Now isn't this frustrating? You have the opportunity of a lifetime right before your eyes and you're too weak to use it. You have everyone who fights you on every step of your way coming to you, practically presenting their heads on a silver platter, and you're just gonna let them slink away with these scratches? Get your act together. Family hierarchy war's over, and I'm not gonna kill someone just because they're being a bit uncooperative. Get real. Do you have any idea how long it'll take for you to get even a morsel of power by playing this fool's game? Hey, want to hear a little tip on how you can firmly establish your position as the family hierarch? Kill me in the most horrible, painful, hideous way you can imagine. And hang my corpse by the entrance of that assembly hall over there. Use me to send a clear message. Angela, are you like are you trying to get some Are you just trying to get some fucking like puppy girls or some pup and golden retriever boys in the chat? Angela's soliciting puppies now. Oh my goodness. And station every single one of your Haitiopacks between every pillar at the assembly hall. And if anyone dares to speak out against you, chop their head off before they can get another word out. 5 days. It'll only take 5 days before everyone starts eating out of your hand. No, you're so real when I know. You don't annoy me whenever I say howdy. You know what? Yes, you do. I feel like you do. You call me like a freaking Western ninja. And that's how you establish yourself as the hierarch. Fear is power. No, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm here to make Hongyuan a place where its people can live without fear. I thought you of all people might understand. I remember how you used to hate hurting people. More so than anyone else. Man, what a boring answer. That was duller than even my dullest expectations. It'll only take a few years until you break. Until you become just like them. Just like the family hierarchs of the past who couldn't help but ruthlessly weed out any seeds of resistance. Just how many people here do you think still have any grip on their sanity? Maybe I'm only a few years away from becoming an idiot shuffling aimlessly around Dagon Yuan. I can only hope that I won't be a slobbering mess by the time that happens. Something entertaining is going to happen. I can only hope that it happens while I'm still sane. Zhui Pan sauntered away, but Jia Zichun found it difficult to move on. Excellent work, my lady. You have passed the 4th exam with flying colors. You certainly crushed them for underestimating you. I am... My lady? Jia Zichun seems deeply engrossed in thought. You know what? Yeah, become a cowboy with me. What? Nap time? You need nap time. My lady seems to be in a particular mood today. It's all useless, isn't it? Zichun? When these classes end and you guys all leave, I guess I'll be spending my days worried to death that an assassin could pop up out of nowhere and kill me at any moment. You actually have a killer cowboy western impression? You know what? I'd love to hear it sometime then. When these consumed by so much paranoia and worry that I'll start twitching at shadows cast from lamplights. So would it mean for anything? Would it mean anything for me to, prove them that I deserve to be the family hierarch? I spent my whole life trying to prove to everyone that I have the will and determination to become the family hierarch, and now I have to prove to everyone that I deserve to keep it? Those bastards who only thought in their empty heads is how they can expand their rooms? Mr. Wei, have you ever heard of playing hooky before? Playing hooky? Is it a euphemism for eliminating your enemies? Well, I've rarely done it back when I was in school, but when there's too much going on in your head, you just skip school and go out and play. Oh. I've only done it once myself, after a friend talked me into it. I agree. It seems that the time for my lady to clear her head has come. Very well, let us play. Just one hooky. What are you guys doing? Come on, let's get moving. I gotta approve myself, don't I? I gotta have those bastards' approval, don't I? She's in a really bad... She's in a mood today. My lady, have you visited the backyard by the Lux Hermitage as of late? No, but I know what happened there. They threw a few dead bodies from the massacre a decade ago. Turned upon foul and then decided to bury the whole thing. They indeed did. The stench was so overwhelming and toxic that corpses of animals and plants could be seen floating on its surface, eventually turning the pond into a festering black bog. People passing by had to plug their noses or risk passing out. So why even bring something up something awful like that? It seems that a tree had taken root there, my lady, amidst all that rot. Do you imagine every girl to snort glue on the camera then gaslight? Not every girl. A willow. A willow tree reached deep into the pond with its roots clearing it of the foul grease, cleansing the water. And one day we found it clear and glittering, thriving with the other aquatic plants growing within. It's recovered from the rot and becoming a normal clear pond surrounded by leaves and moss. Some months ago they introduced a few carps there, and when they checked again, they were just as vivacious as they were on their first day there. Would you like to pay the pond a visit, if it's alright with you? Zichun didn't seem to quite buy his explanation, but she followed him anyway. You aren't kidding! I avoided this place for so long. I never thought it could be this clean again. I can hardly believe that this pond used to be a rotten bog. All that happened was that this tree happened to take root here. What matters, my lady, is patience and determination. Okay, this is just like a genuinely nice scene, you know? Taking a break from all the studies. Of course, this place had slipped my mind then, as I was quite swamped with work, but the world has a stronger capacity to heal itself than one might imagine. Recovery will follow, as there is a steady root to rally around. After a long break that seemed to freshen even our hearts. Nice! You're making good progress. Your form, the light in your eyes, I think you've certainly improved in all aspects. I dare say that you've had some change of heart, too. Yeah. I do feel a tad more comfortable than I did. Yippee. Let's see. Oh, that's a mandatory class. Okay. Bonking time. Again. Right, class. Here's a new task to help you learn how to break your enemy's morale. The moment you shrink in front of your enemies, you've already lost. So don't. It don't matter how many of there you are, or how threatening they look, yeah? Take me, for example. Have I ever turned tail and fled like some milksop, no matter what enemy we were put against? I don't think you ever have. Leave it to the nerds to waste time coming up with strategies and what have you. Listen, there ain't a problem in the world you can't solve by boldly rushing in head first. Ishmael and Otis would have boldly rushed in head first to shake him by his lapels if they had been here. Here's what I think. Neither of you got enough pluck. That's why neither of you could say shite against those buggers back at the assembly hall, am I right? Jiazi-chun maintained her silence, the old scar on her pride growing sore again. So let me help you lot grow some backbone. Try getting mad at me. No need to shrink, lad. Stand proud. Well, okay. How could I... Don't worry about offending me. Yeah, I can take it. Unlike you two, I built up enough thick skin for all kinds of insults thanks to my many years in the back streets. I'm bloody invincible. Title card. Yeah, well, shut up, Heathcliff. Good, lad. You're hardly even a teacher, man. This class sucks. All you're doing up there is standing around trying to look cool. Ooh, that one's got to sting a little. That's it, you little shite. Is what I would have said back in the day, and I probably would have struck you with this hammer. I mean, my club. But I've changed too. And so did you. I can see that the fire in your eyes has grown. Remember this feeling, yeah? I will. I like to practice. Or practice. Spelling mistake. Looks like both of you have the perfect sparring partner in each other. Grab your weapons, the both of you. Oh, you mean us? Me and Zichun? I grew my backbone by getting into fisticuffs with the boys during my backstreet days. They break my arm, I break their legs in return. See what I mean? Is that what besties is supposed to mean? Yes, that is exactly what besties are. Alright, funny story to tell, actually. I'm good friends with this guy now, but whenever I was like 4 years old, there was a guy that I went to like pre-K with, and we were playing around a Duck Duck Goose, and I got a little intense with it and legitimately broke his arm. He didn't break my leg, but still, the fact that we're still friends to this day, it's like humorous as fuck. Never play Duck Duck Goose with me. I will win. Jiazi-chun asked with considerable confusion. Well, let's do this, I guess. You don't want me to go easy on you, do you? I don't. Oh, they're fighting now.
최고의 방책은 전쟁이 일어나지
Oh.
않는 것.
Let's go for it.
봉황이 날개처럼.
Did that stagger him immediately?
내가 어떤 사람인지 알겠어.
Oh, wait, no, it's just the one singular flash. I thought it was this fucking
더 이상
stagger
두렵지
thing.
않아. 그 해결사의 역경에 비하면
Damage!
누구도 아닌 나 자신을 들여다봐야 해.
Okay, you get one off.
자, 알고 있는 걸 전부 말해.
Oh, yeah! Stagger!
전부 보인다고. 지도자라면 동료를 포기하지 않아.
Nope. That's a 5-coin slot right there. Sorry, bud. You don't get much. Something that this battle made me realize that the Sinners have a lot more when not binded by IDs and You know, you'd think, right? And look at how much they got. He has aura. Look, he has red, what's it called? Shin. Alright, that's good enough. Bloody hell, lad, that was much closer than I thought. Good match. Jeez, don't most people usually lose steam a longer a fight gets? What the heck was that at the end? Two of them clashed with everything they learned and with all that they learned up until the lessons began. Thought for sure that Jia Zichun would come out on top without breaking a sweat, given that Sinclair wasn't using an ID in the tough training Jia Zichun had as a family hire-out candidate, but perhaps thanks to the Night Drifter's teaching jar, thanks to that mark on his forehead. I saw a glimpse of Sinclair I'd only seen in a select few mirror worlds. You alright, Sinclair? Yeah, it's not like we were going at it with real weapons, and the fight ended before it got any further. Thankfully, so I'm not hurt or anything. Feeling a bit of a fever on my forehead, though. Didn't like Claire seem to notice a single yet clear red line that appeared on his foot. Oh, it's coming out! The mark! A sign. The sign. Considering that Damien and Rim were the only other people who'd shown that mark, I couldn't help but worry a little. Hey, you ever run away from home before? Where is this coming from? Going by the way you're acting, it's clear to me that you're a homebody, but there's something behind your eyes that tells me that your life hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows. I wouldn't call it running away from home. It's more like I left home. Because I didn't have a choice. How did that feel? Like I was melting away into nothing. I suddenly had to face the whole terrible world on my own, and that was so overwhelming that, well, I'm sure you can't quite commiserate. You've been on top of your game your whole life, after all. I did leave Dugwan Yuan by my own volition, but if I'm being honest, and here's something I never told Wei, I felt unutterably lost. There was so much that I had to do, so much responsibility. I guess neither of us are ready for the world when we left home. I feel just as lost back home, though. Ah, and there's Heathcliff, too. He also left home. Some time ago, we paid a visit to the manor he grew up in. Heading home must have been pretty exciting for him. You have no idea how much of the journey back he spent gussying up and pimping his hair. Something just came up. Class dismissed. Yeah, that's a touchy subject for him. Yippee! What? Oh. Well, there goes maintenance. Oh. Yeah, that was unexpected. When, is that gonna be back on at 10? I don't think I can wait 2 hours. Fuck. Time for FNAF? No. No. Just, no. Yeah, I can't wait. You know what? How about this? I am going to be streaming again this weekend. So, I'll make it like a halvesies type stream, you know? We need to do a couple things. No FNAF World. No, not yet, alright? No, not 2 hour FNAF World, okay? Here's what's going to happen. Because I'm tired and I'm hungry. I've only eaten chips today. I'm going to end stream here, but since I'm going to be streaming later this weekend, possibly I'm thinking, you know what? Yeah, I can probably manage Saturday, like a Sunday stream, because Saturday is gonna be stream with the friends for some friend slop. But Sunday we will try and finish two things. One, we will finish this Intervallo, and we will finish Ender Lilies. How's that sound to y'all? I think it sounds good. I think it sounds like a great plan. We're getting two things done that we need to get done. And then that can help me move on to Don't Starve. So then that way Angela can stop complaining about me not playing Don't Starve. Sound good? everybody? You're not going to be able to answer in time anyways. Thanks so much for watching. Everybody have a great night. And hopefully we can see... hopefully I'll see y'all on Saturday. Yeehaw. Absolutely right, Angela. So, yeah, good night, y'all.